The Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Trey Lance checks back in. They split the backs. They put Lance in the gun. He's going to keep it. Cuts in for an easy walk-in touchdown.
Brent Musburger. Wow, that's how we're starting the Monday, just botching Musburger's name? Jeez. It may be because Coles is sitting across from me. There's no Joe Shasky this week, the Butcher Boy, even though he's probably listening. He's on vacation. Coles, he sent me this long essay yesterday of his breakdowns of the 49ers football game
poor guy.
against the Las Vegas Raiders. Said, dude, go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
Let me rock with Coles this week. Jim Colesmore, a man of many traits.
Yes,
man
exactly.
of many hats over at NBC Sports Bay Area.
Yep.
You may catch him on the A's broadcast. You may catch him on the Giants broadcast. You may catch him on the golf course. You may catch him up in Sacramento at the Go to One Center. It's Cozy here this week. What's up, Coles?
What's happening, baby? We are ready to roll. Yeah, Butch, you are off the clock, bro. We do not want to hear from you at all. You get on your way, come back in a week, refreshed and ready to roll. I'm taking over this week because we are going to be rolling. You and I are getting at it after it this week.
We are getting after it. And by the look at the text messages that I've already received from Colesmore, I've been listening to you on Scrub Saturday and Scrub Sunday. So I've been getting a little dose of cozy over the weekends, last few weekends here. And I'm just like, oh, what am I in store for? What am I in store for? So
Truth and reality, brother. Truth and reality.
So the reality is, I guess the reality is Shanahan's going to roll with this two-quarterback system. You heard the call by Musburger with the Trey Lance touchdown on the read option keeper.
Yeah.
Now, Trey Lance,
he plays great against the 2s and 3s.
Oh, he plays great. I wish he got a chance with just like Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones with the 3s looking really, really good here. But the 49ers go out there and employ this two-quarterback system. All right, your thoughts, Coles, because we're going to get to Shanahan. We're going to get to Jimmy. And look, I'll say this on the front end. Shanahan is the best professional liar I've ever seen. Well, not ever seen.
Best or worst?
I've seen in a long, long time.
You know the saying, bruh. You got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. That's the bottom line. He's smarter than everyone else in the room. He dropped that on everyone because he likes to one-up everyone in the building to get you overthinking about what he can do. Listen, we were on the air yesterday when that game was going on. As soon as it's over, random sampling from 49er fan. A, I saw nothing that would have Jimmy not start this season. B, I saw nothing that was impressive enough to see the guy run an NFL offense. He's talking about your boy Trey Lance. I got news for you. Random sampling of 49er fan is smart enough to know the 49ers have one quarterback. He wears number 10. His name is Jimmy Garoppolo, and he is going to start 17 games during the season unless he gets hurt.
Oh, you're coming out hot.
Game over.
You're coming out hot.
They don't have a 2-quarterback system. They have a 1-quarterback system. The end.
You're coming out hot, Coles.
I'm coming out with truth and reality. It's about time someone got everyone settled in this hizzy. Listen, number 5 ain't gonna see the field.
Got 20 hours with you, Coles. Well, actually, like 19 hours and 56 minutes.
I was going to say, I guess that's it. Steiny, Guru, and Dibbs coming up next. That's the end of the show.
That's it. There's no 2-quarterback system. There's one quarterback. Look, if Shanahan and John Lynch and Jed York and all those guys down there in Santa Clara felt like they had one quarterback, well, guess what? Number 5 wouldn't be Trey Lance. Number 5 would have went to a wide receiver or a cornerback on a football team. The 49ers brass told you that they don't believe they have one quarterback. And you know what? Jimmy has looked okay in the preseason. He's looked like Jimmy.
Exactly.
A lot of softballs, no mistakes, a lot of catchable footballs.
Right.
Oh, let's scheme it up. Let's scheme it up and get George Kittle wide open and make a nice little easy toss for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hardcore run in which he takes on 2 defenders at the goal line and scores on a tug. I didn't see anyone else do that.
How foolish was that? How foolish is that, you're Jimmy Garoppolo? What are you trying to prove here?
Let me just tell you, here, this is what I envision this. You remember when the Warriors and the Raptors were in the NBA Finals? You know this. You were working that series. You remember that series when KD goes up to shoot a jump shot and he comes down and he's got a little problem with it? And remember those Toronto Raptor fans jumping around like, oh, KD got hurt? You, Guru, and Shamari are waiting to see Jimmy G go head first into the line of scrimmage and come up a little bit limp.
No.
And you 3 guys are going to be going wild with excitement because number 5 is going to be alive.
You know what? I'm actually a Jimmy guy.
Are you a Jimmy guy?
Believe it or not, Coles, I've been a Jimmy guy.
Then let's put the Trey talk aside.
No. The Trey talk is real because the way he throws. I mean, how many passes is this receiving core going to drop at Trey Lance's?
Because he's got no touch.
Well, I mean,
he's got
Jalen
no
Hurd
touch.
hit him right in the hands. Touch.
I don't know if that was right in his hands. It was a tough place to catch the ball. A little low. He put it in stride, and the guy's maybe getting a little yak.
Hey, Coase, look, if you need to go on the jugs machine and turn up the volume a little bit to get used to Trey Lance, look, you're not catching passes. Catching passes from Jimmy Garoppolo is like catching passes from you and me. All right? It's going to be nice, easy tosses, no
touch.
velocity. There's a little touch, but it just floats up there. It's like little floaters up there. It's like, dude, I'm waiting all day for the ball, Jimmy. Get that thing in there. Zip that baby. Trey zips that thing in there. Yes, he needs a little more touch. I'm not going to lie to you. But a lot of guys dropping these passes here, and he's playing with the 2s and the 3s, but look at that read option because that's what's going to open up this offense. You saw it with Trey Lance into the game. When he was in that first two drives and are running a read option with Raheem Mostert, look how much room was available for those Niner running backs because the defense is petrified of what Trey Lance could do with the football.
Well, I don't know if they're petrified of what Trey Lance can do with the football, but the running game is the key. You're absolutely right about that. We can talk all we want about number 5 and number 10, and quite frankly, in week number 1, God forbid the Detroit Lions injure Jimmy Garoppolo. Don't be surprised if Nate Sudfeld gets the field before number 5 gets the field.
Oh, stop.
But the running game.
What's in that cup over there, Coach?
The running game is going to be the key for both guys this year. And what I saw, boy, the running game looks like it's good. I don't care if the Raiders were playing their 2s, their 3s, if they're playing the all-time greatest Raiders who can barely walk on the field any longer. The 49er running game is going to be the key, and I thought it looked very good yesterday.
You know what? And that's the staple of a Shanahan offense, right? Going back to his father, Mike, Kyle, whether it's Washington, whether it's Denver, whether it's Cleveland, Atlanta, the Shanahans know how to run the football. And I believe we'll see some ratio of 60 to 65% running this season. I think Shanahan says, you know what? We're just going to maul teams this year. We're going to run behind Big Trent Williams, number 71, as you see him manhandle poor Las Vegas Raider defenders yesterday. Lincoln Tomlinson on the left side as well. And they're going to run the ball down their throats. That's why the NFC Championship game, where everybody says, oh, Jimmy only threw it 8 times. Well, I like winning like that, Coles. I'm old school. I grew up watching Nebraska. I grew up watching Oklahoma. I grew up watching teams just pound you into the turf by running the football and eating clock. And with Mostert, Sermon, Jermichael Hasty, if he makes the roster, he looked really good yesterday. Elijah Mitchell needs some work, but you see the burst there. This running game will be lethal, and it's going to make the passing game easier for whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance off the play action because his running game is so devastating.
You know, it's so funny. You're talking about the running game and how they can chew up the clock. It's so interesting because yesterday I was on the air with Whitey Gleason, and the game is on, and we're doing our segment. I look up, and the first quarter is over. It's because they run the football and run the football down your throat. Raheem Mostert has one appearance in the preseason, looks brilliant. They just drive it right through the Raiders like they were nothing. And I think they showed everyone what they really are, which is a running team. You go for 242 on the ground in a preseason game. That's a pretty impressive number no matter what's going on because there are guys playing for their careers. Right? So you got to show up and do something. Offensively, they showed you who they are. A running team with 2 guys who they might use at quarterback in different cases. Now, I'm not 100% behind the theory of let's use Trey Lance in the red zone. We got to have him in the red zone package because he's so deadly. Right now, I just don't know if he's ready to face NFL defenses in the red zone.
I'm not a 2-quarterback guy. I'll just say that off the front. And if you're going to go with Jimmy, go with Jimmy. If you're going to go with Trey, go with Trey.
No.
The alternating of quarterbacks where mid-series you see Trey trotting onto the football field. I'm like, what is Shanahan doing?
Yeah.
Why is he doing this? Why is he trolling us all? And Trey Lance's first pass attempt, he short hops it to Jalen Hurd. Now, it's no excuse. You got to make that throw. Jalen Hurd's wide open. But that's got to mess with the quarterback's rhythm when you're coming off the field. And this is where I get on Jimmy Garoppolo for being too much of a nice guy. He needs to say, go into Shanahan's office right now and say, look, I'm the QB1 on this roster. You flirted with all these quarterbacks over the years, whether it's Kirk Cousins, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson. I'm sick of it, Shanny. Give me the team. I'm the $137.5 million guy. This is my team. I want a quarterback, and I don't want to come off the football field.
He can do that all he wants. I think Kyle Shanahan is so professionally arrogant. I don't mean it as a bad thing. I think he's professionally arrogant.
I love that.
He's smarter than you.
I love that.
I hate that flat bill cap that he's walking around on the sideline on.
You don't like flat bills?
I hate the flat bill cap.
Come on, you're a curve hat?
I love the curve. Look like a grown-up.
Cozy.
Look like a grown-up on the
Cozy.
flat hat looks like you don't know how to wear a hat.
Coles.
Dude, it looks like you don't know how to wear a hat.
Flat bills are in, Coles. Come on, man. This is how you rate with the youngsters.
Choo. You might as well go to the train museum in Sacramento and walk around with those big hats that the engineers used to wear.
Coles, you got to be like Jay-Z, man, with the new blue Yankee on. Flat bill, baby. That is in, and then you could just lower it where nobody can see your hats to curve. Especially if you have a big head like me. The curved hats just don't look right. They don't look right. They look old. It looks small. Flat bills, Coles. That hat that Shanahan wears, that is swagger right there. Oh. That is swaggy.
He does make us look bad as an area when he walks around on the sideline with that flat bill cap.
Oh, he looks great. He fits right in. He fits right in with the Bay Area.
Okay. I'm just saying, you guys don't have the best image around America, okay? Just telling you. You guys might want to come closer to America.
Hey, look, Shanahan, here's what he had to say about dual threat quarterbacks or using dual quarterbacks yesterday against the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think it's me trying to do it, just not knowing exactly when. I mean, they both know it's coming, but you just don't know when it's coming. So I wanted it to be pretty random, and at least doing it today felt pretty comfortable.
I wanted it to be pretty random. Now, who is the QB1, Shanny? Who is going to be your quarterback 1 September 12th at Detroit?
Guess we'll have to see. I mean, I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I said, all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
It's got to survive the pressers.
Yeah, because we have such a wicked hard media out here. Because everyone's asking you the real hard questions out here. Come on.
It's gotten to the point where every single time he's answering a question about quarterbacks, it sounds like, you know how there's like a new boyfriend in the family with the girl and they've been together for a while, things are rolling well, then that girl's family is just constantly asking that guy, are you going to propose? When's the engagement going to happen? Play that clip one more time and just picture Shanahan being asked, hey, when's the engagement going to happen?
Guess we'll have to see. I mean, I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I said, all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
I mean, that's how he sounds. Every single time he's asked about the quarterback.
I tell him to hit the bricks if he was dating my daughter. Hit the bricks with an answer like that.
Get out of my house.
Exactly.
Don't leave your shoes.
You know what? He is the smartest guy in the room. That was the image of him when he came over here. I think he likes to troll everyone right back because we do have trolls who follow the 49ers in media, and I think he is trying to troll some people. Will he use them both? Maybe it's Taysom Hill?
Oh, man.
Is your boy Trey Lance?
He's not Taysom Hill.
He's
Don't be disrespectful.
What do you mean? Taysom Hill's an effective backup.
Taysom Hill he's average at best. And he's an overpaid backup.
The way they utilize him,
it doesn't work.
Oh my God!
It doesn't work.
It's fantastic.
It doesn't work.
They got to the second round of the playoffs last year.
Oh, let's pop some champagne. You lose a home game in the second round.
Your guy's been out of the playoffs 3 or 4 years.
Oh, he has.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, I'm the hardest guy on Shanahan. Shanahan's no Jedi in my world.
Yeah.
I'm not Daryl the Guru Johnson here, where he's saying, "Oh, young Shanny the Jedi." Everybody loves Shanahan. No. I need to see playoffs, Coles. This is year number 5.
Yeah.
How many excuses? I don't have my quarterback. I don't like Jimmy.
That's
Jimmy's the only guy who's won for him.
Exactly.
So I'll give trust me, Shanahan's got a lot to prove.
That's Shanahan's fault if he doesn't like who his backups are. He's the guy who picked C.J. Beathard. He's the guy who picked up Nick Mullins.
I agree.
When you have a roster that's ready to win a Super Bowl, you better damn well have a better backup than Mullins and Beathard.
I agree.
All right, I'm sorry, but that's the way you build your team. That's trash. And you can put it on Lynch if you want. Shanahan gets the final word.
It's Shanny.
It's his fault. You're out of the playoffs and an embarrassment 3 of the 4 years you've been here. The Heat should be on the seat.
Well, you know what? He got that fat contract extension right after the Super Bowl loss to Kansas City. That, to me, was a mistake. Now, I get it. Jed York wants stability. He wants his guy. Maybe he's thinking about the Harbaugh situation where he's like, you know what? I didn't extend him. It became a big circus. I had to leave the scene for a few years. Let me just take care of Shanny now. Let me take care of Lynch now. These guys are pros. They know how to run a football team or whatnot. But trust me, Coles, I'm watching Shanny. This has to be a playoff season. With this roster
Oh, heck yeah.
on both sides of the football, because this defense is ferocious, all right? This defense is going to
You think
cause
it's
turnovers.
ferocious?
I think this is a top 5 defense. With this
interesting.
defensive line, they are about 10 deep, Coles. Bosa looks good. Ford looks good. Now, he's a specialist, right? Can we count on D Ford to play 17 games?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Is
But-
Eric Armstead the real deal? See, you telling me they're 10 deep, and all of a sudden you're breathing hard on Eric Armstead.
DJ Jones, Kinlaw, Kerr, D Ford, Nick Bosa, Ebukam. These guys are good. Eric Armstead, he's got to show me something. You get the fat contract, and they pay him instead of DeForest Buckner. I mean, that's got 49er fans scratching their heads. There's no doubt. By the way, 925, Ernie and Concord. Coles is a flat bill is best, and not a flat bill split hat.
Ernie.
707, Johnny Cueto swag, first play with the flat bill in the Bay Area right now. Flat bill hats are where it's at.
Are
Coles.
not
Give it the program.
attractive.
Matter of fact, I'm going to wear the flat bills the rest of the week.
Not
If I
attractive.
would have known this.
Bring one in tomorrow, because they are not attractive.
I would if I would have known this, Coles, I would have rocked this one. I would have rocked one today.
Dude, you wear the flat bill, you look like the kid who's on the roster, but you never get in the game.
I look like
You're
the
the kid. You're the kid whose dad is an assistant coach because he knows his kid can't play. So his dad's there. They got the flat, and the kid doesn't know how to wear a hat, so he flat bills it on the bench.
Hey, flat bill hats are 100 times better than a split hat, according to the 650.
Wow, the 650 doesn't know what they're talking about.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't seen you in a while, and our boy Steven Babs is out here rocking a split hat, which is like, Steven, come on, man. Where you from, bro?
Dude.
We had your boy Bit Roberts on.
Bip's good man.
We had Dallas Brayton on.
Dallas good man.
They were so out on split hats. they were like so out.
Bip did a good job on the telecast this weekend. He was filling in for Dallas. Bip was great.
It's
Bip's a
not
great guy
bad.
to work with.
He
He's
is
a great guy
great.
to work
He
with,
is a great
yeah.
guy to work with. He
Yep.
do split caps. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Split cat. How many? I was at that series, that A's Giants series. How many people did I see wearing the Giant shirt and the A's hat?
About 5.
We got tons of them. Tons of them.
5.
This is the only region of the country where you can get away with the splits
You
because we're
can't get
all
away
about
with
love and togetherness.
See, that's the problem, Coz. You think people can get away with it? People are getting popcorn thrown at them.
No,
people get
not in
stank
this
eye.
town. Not
you
in
get
this
the
town.
stank
Not
eye.
in
Like,
this
dude,
town.
I see somebody with a split hat. I just keep strolling ahead. I'll put my head down and say,
No.
"That's not a real fan. That's a casual.
Totally wrong.
That's a casual."
This town, more than any region in the country,
Stop.
is the one with the, if it's a shiny object, here I come. I got my orange and black until the A's start winning, and then we get to the playoffs, and all of a sudden green and gold is all I got in my
I
wardrobe.
don't know who does that,
and
man.
then the Golden State Warriors are hot. Oh, then I got to get me some Warrior gear. Wait a minute, the Niners just won a game. Let me go over to Costco because I got nobody in this nobody in this region has any old swag. Everyone's got new Costco gear because they got to jump on the new bandwagon.
That screams casual. And I got no problem. I got no problem with Costco. I love the samples, right? I love the free samples.
Pro
love
Costco.
$1.50 hot dogs,
Best
the pizza,
best deal in town.
the soda. It's awesome. But if you're going to Costco to get Niners gear, that screams casual.
Yes.
Going to Walmart to go get Niners gear. Come on, man.
I see it every Friday. You see after they've won a game. I see every Friday you got moms in there with their kids. Oh, you need their 49er gear? You got a game coming up this weekend because they just won a game. But if they lost, no, let's go with the team that won last.
Gosh.
I'm just telling you,
man.
that's how it works.
Oh,
that's how
man.
it works in this region, yo.
Well, you know what? Jimmy G, how does a 2-quarterback system work? Well, here's his thoughts on the 2-quarterback system.
Yeah, you definitely feel it. I think even with me and Trey running on and off, the tempo was still pretty good. So there's a couple of times getting to the line where they're still making calls and things like that, and you could tell it was tough on them. So that's what we're trying to do. I think that in and of itself benefits the team. I mean, we had 2 successful drives with it, scored on both of them. I mean, it's tough for defenses to handle that. I've never been in that situation, but just seeing it firsthand here today, it's hard on them. So, whatever's best for the team, I'm here for it. It's one of those things, whatever's best for the team, you got to get behind that and be a part of that, and I think that makes for you as the best player you could be too. So, it's all tied together. We're all in this thing together, and we'll see where it goes.
Jimmy's too nice of a guy. Will the 2-quarterback system work if Shanahan did deploy this September 12th against Detroit and all season long? 888-957-9570. Eager to hear from Niner fans on this situation. And good morning, everybody on YouTube. Smile, Coles. You're on YouTube and Twitch, brought to you by Xfinity. Coles in for Joe Shasky, the butcher. It's got a big seat to fill this week.
Oh, it's not a problem.
And that's a seat where we don't talk about Mac Jones too often. So we'll
I
get
got
there.
news for you. We're going to rank the rookie quarterbacks, and I got news for you.
Is it the same rookie rankings that I saw last week in your Twitter feed?
Let me tell you, the distance between 1 and 5 got even wider. Okay, even wider.
All right, now put your seatbelt on because I'm about to get on your head.
Hey, look, it should Dame in Oakland. He knows it. Look, Coles, I saw those rankings, and actually, I legit signed out of Twitter. I usually don't sign out of Twitter. I just close it. I said, let me log out and sign back in. And when I get back into Twitter, I need to put my password in because this take is so bad. Are you smoking dope?
Wow. You got to be kidding.
I mean, it was bad.
Got to be kidding.
It was bad.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Are you watching what's going on in the field? For crying out loud? The guy that wears the Niner colors isn't playing the best of the 5 quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round. All right? He's not even close to the guys who are playing the position well.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
Boy.
And there's one guy who stood out above all others, right? And he wasn't the first one taken, and he wasn't the second one taken, and he wasn't the third one taken. Keep going.
Was he the fourth one taken?
Keep it going.
Was he the fifth one taken?
Oh, now we're getting high.
Or are we talking about
We're talking about
the return to the back?
Let me tell you something. When that guy spins it, you talk about a 2-quarterback system. When the Pats get a 2-quarterback system, Pats have 2 quarterbacks that are better than the two quarterbacks that the 49ers have.
Oh, gosh. 888-957-9570. I got Jim Colzamore here with me. It's going to be a long week. It's going to be a long one, folks. Buckle up. We're going to have some fun with Coles, as well as Twitch. I see you guys on Twitch. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Don't forget about that. YouTube, good morning as well. 888-957-9570. Let's just get this party started. 2-quarterback system. Are you in or out on this? Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, alternating plays on the first 2 drives yesterday at Levi Stadium when they beat up on the Las Vegas Raiders. Still weird saying Las Vegas Raiders. I can't get used to that.
I agree.
I can't get you. Langford, you get used to that? I can't get used to that.
I just call them Raiders.
No, I'm not used to it, and I'll never be used to it.
Yeah, right. That's what's coming up on the game, brought to you by VoteSafe California. Californians can return their recall ballots through September 14th. Just put your completed ballot in a post-game paid envelope, sign the back, and return by mail at a drop box or in person. Learn more at vote.ca.gov.
Afternoons with Damon, Ratto, and Kolsky from 2 to 6. Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee, featuring Jim Kozimor
You know the saying, bruh.
with Bonte and Shasky.
Oh, it's going to be a long one with Cozy Coz, Jim Kozimor here on the roast, filling in for the butcher, Joe Shasky. He's taking a week off. He needs a week off as we ramp it up for week number 1. Niners in Detroit. Preseason is over after the Niners demolish the Raiders 34-10 down at Levi Stadium. It was a good time down there. We'll get to that in just a second here, as this segment is presented by Golden State Lumber. Open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday with some locations open on Saturday. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com for more information and download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news, updates, as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Let me just say, it was good to see Raider fan down there at Levi Stadium, Coles. A lot of good people. This guy, Ricky, I ran into.
They are good
Very good people. Ricky from Antioch. Big 95.7 The Game fan. Just had surgery on his hernia.
Oof.
Now, he's been recovering for the last 10 days, and he was down there at the game. And he said while he recovered, he didn't listen to a lot of 95.7 The Game, specifically Butcher Boy and I. And he said, you know what? It was the most stress-free 10 days he's had in a long time. And he just kept looking at me. He goes, Bonte, you stress me out.
Yep.
I said, how? How do I stress you out? We're just giving you the truth. We're setting the facts straight. Trey Lance is nipping on Garoppolo's heels. This is a Super Bowl-ready roster. We're talking Warriors and Kuminga and Moody. He goes, Bonte, you stress me out. So for the last 10 days, I've been good while not listening to you and Butcher. I said, damn, are we really giving people anxiety on the roadways that early?
I think you are. I think you guys you're at a fever pitch. You guys, you run hot. You run a little hot.
Just a little bit.
A little bit
sometimes.
Hot. You know, the 2-quarterback system is going to be interesting. Is this a case of, and the question is legitimate, is this a case of Kyle understanding, I don't have either guy who's ready to lead my team.
Wow.
So I better hunt and peck at what I need to do for that particular moment and then utilize the quarterback with that skill? Is that what he's trying to do here?
I don't know what Shanahan's trying to do here. I did not see this coming. You hear the reports in practice. Oh, he's running with the ones in the move the ball drill. Well, in football, don't you always try to move the ball? I don't get that one. It's a new term going down there in the football world. Move the ball drill. You're always trying to move the ball. I don't move the ball drill. It drives me crazy, Coles.
I agree.
But rep throwing these guys in and out, in and out. Here's my thing, Coles. All the great quarterbacks, all the starters, they want to take all the reps with the ones. You think Aaron Rodgers is going to let Love go out there and throw to Devontae Adams in practice? No. Get out of here, Rook. Get out of here, second-year player. This is my team. I'm the starter. You think Brady's down in Tampa saying, hey, whoever the backup is, Kyle Trask, or it was Blaine Gabbert. Hey, go ahead, throw to Antonio Brown and Mike Evans and run with the ones. That's not happening like that. You think Mahomes is down there in Kansas City letting a backup Chad Henne throw to Kelsey and Tyreek Hill? This is where Jimmy becomes too nice. He needs to run with all the reps, but maybe Shanahan is doing it saying, you know what? Jimmy ain't all there yet. And Trey Lance may be a little raw, but he's right there with Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of skill set, talent, and he gives us the wow factor. He gives us the potential to have big plays where, Jimmy, it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's how you grew up, Coles.
Wait a minute
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that a guy who played small college football and one game in the last 2 years is going to come to the National Football League with the biggest, baddest people on the planet, and he's going to be a regular NFL quarterback? Or are you telling me he's gimmick guy like Lamar Jackson?
Oh, he's much more than Lamar Jackson.
He much more than Lamar Jackson.
He makes all the throws.
Whoa.
He makes all the throws.
He makes all the throws hard.
He makes all the throws.
Dude, he has one pitch. It's a fastball.
Hey, you saw the touch pass down there in SoFi Stadium, the Sherfield on the sideline?
I saw the touch pass he threw to Hurd when he hit him in the ankle. And everyone's saying, he dropped it. He should have caught the ball. You hit him in the ankle.
It was up there, right there in his face mask. Catch the ball, bro. Diamond technique.
He's got one speed.
He missed the pass.
Fastball.
He missed the pass to Sherfield, huh?
All right. And what were his numbers yesterday? He's running against the threes yesterday. Yeah. He's running against the threes. What happens when he's running against Aaron Donald? What happens when J.J. Watt is coming around the corner? What happens when they play the Bears and Khalil Mack is sniffing the guy? Sorry, he's just not ready. Now, you want to gimmick him up? All right, fine. But do not think for a minute number 5 is going to get a start unless Jimmy gets hurt this year. Or the only other reason is if the 49ers have a playoff spot wrapped up in Week 18, they'll give Trey Lance the start and let him play the whole game. Let Jimmy sit. I'm just telling you, that's what's going to happen.
I just wonder what's going to happen with Jimmy when Aaron Donald is there and Khalil Mack is coming down on him. At least Trey can escape and make something happen out of nothing. Jimmy's just a sitting duck where if it's not there, if the play's not perfect, you may have some problems here. Let's go to Smokey in the city. Smokey, he's up early on the roast. What's up, Smokey?
What's going on, BT and Cozy? BT, I love the way you was putting it down at pregame and Warriors this year, man. I like how you was holding it down.
Thank
and
you.
Cozy, I like how you portrayed the fans out here as being a little not wishy-washy, but who's the winner today? You know what I'm saying? When they come representing with the jersey. Here's the thing about this Niners, and I'm not a Niner hater or anything like that. I'm actually a Raider fan, but not a Niner hater. Here's the thing. And you took the word right out of my mouth, Cozy, when you said gimmick. It's a gimmick offense when you have to do that. I don't care if it's working or not working. When you do something like that, it's a gimmick. And to me, Jimmy Garoppolo is flaccid. No way in the world I'm going to let this guy and say that I'm happy, whatever it takes to win or whatever. Hell no, he should be pissed. The only one that should be happy is Trey Lance because he's getting out on the field. Garoppolo is flaccid, guys.
Thanks for the call, Smokey.
Well, here's my question. Didn't the combination of Shanahan and Lynch go out and steal Jimmy Garoppolo from the genius Bill Belichick?
They did.
And then they gave him $125 million to be their quarterback?
Yeah. $137 million and a half.
137?
Don't short him $12 million.
Exactly. Give me that $12 million. Give me that $12 million, Cozy. All right, well, if they're the geniuses who got him, you can't tell me that their genius of finding Garoppolo. Now, Garoppolo stinks, and now their genius is that they found Trey Lance. You can't be, listen, we got our guy Garoppolo. Wait a minute, I don't like Garoppolo. Now my genius has just found me the new guy. Maybe he does. Maybe he can't find his quarterback. Maybe he's got to inherit the guy like he did Matty Ice in Atlanta.
There may be something to that, Coles.
What did he do? Did they ruin the guy in Washington?
They did.
Did they?
They did. Mike and Kyle. They did.
They ruined him.
They did.
So maybe they can't find their own guy.
Hey, look, Coles, now we're speaking the same language.
All righty.
Because a lot of people out here, for whatever reason, they're petrified to come down Shanahan's road. Shanahan is a guy who could do no wrong and look, he's a very bright offensive mind.
No question.
But when I say right now I would take McVay over Shanahan, people are saying, oh, Bonte, throw your 49er card in. You're a joke. You're an idiot. The Rams have lost 4 straight to Shanahan and company. Well, it's because of the defense as well. McVay's got that Rams team humming in the playoffs year in and year out. And he took over a team that had the 30th ranked offense with Jeff Fisher. Shanahan had his whole quarterback dilemma. First of all, and look, this is before we knew what was going down in Houston with Deshaun Watson. We don't know what's going to happen down there.
Right.
But they came out of the gates with 6-year contracts, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and they said, you know what? Instead of starting this franchise over with a franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson, and I'm not going to get on for Patrick Mahomes and passing him up because nobody knew Mahomes would be this good coming out of Texas Tech.
Andy Reid did.
Andy Reid did, and he moved up to get him. But Deshaun Watson was sitting right there. You know what they did? They selected Solomon Thomas, who's now a Raider. How did that work out? So all this quarterback, let's start with
Lynch
Hoyer.
had classes with him at Stanford, remember? He's still walking around Stanford. Hey, we took a class together. I was taking secondary education. I know Solomon Thomas is a solid guy.
Right. We had a group project together, and I was like, this guy's really smart. He contributed the most while I piggybacked and got an A in the group project. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously. You go with Hoyer. You draft Beathard in the 3rd round. He's now in Jacksonville. You dupe everybody into believing Mullins was something. And that was funny because he got benched on Sunday Night Football. How ironic was that? Shanahan does have an issue with quarterbacks. Now, Trey Lance does look the part, cuz I'm not going to lie to you. He has the arm. He has the moxie. He has the composure. He has the swagger and arrogance you need. Dude,
is he staying in the pocket, or is he one read Jimmy?
No, he's staying in the pocket. You see the projections. You saw the throw to Travis Benjamin last Sunday against the Chargers where he looked off the safety, That was his 3rd read. Coach. You wish Mac Jones could do that. You wish Mac Jones could do that. 888-957-9570. This is a quick segment here. So we got a break. I'm not even going to let Coles get a word in this segment, damn it.
Dang it.
He will on the other side, though, because he's got quarterback rankings. He's going to tell me why Trey isn't ready. And 2-quarterback system. Will it work? Or is Shanahan trolling us all? 888-957-9570.
Breaking news on 95.7 The Game is powered by Odyssey and presented by Bet.
good about the toughness. And you know what? The one thing Trey Lance has done for Jimmy Garoppolo and for this franchise is I believe it's brought out the best in Jimmy G. Or it will bring out the best in Jimmy G.
I agree with you. I totally agree.
He needed to get pushed. Having Beathard and Mullins, and you're in practice, dude, I'm chilling. I'm wearing Jordans into the facility. I'm Jimmy Garoppolo. I look good. I can go to Santana Row. My meals are paid for. The women all love me. I'm good. All of a sudden, this new hotshot Trey Lance comes, and it's like, oh, I've got to stay after practice and run some sprints. Oh, I've got to work on my deep ball accuracy after practice. I've got to lift some weights. Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he's in the best shape of his NFL career. I will say that.
I will tell you, though, there's something to having a competition. You're absolutely right. There is no way Jimmy Garoppolo would walk into the building the last couple of years and think that C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins was going to push him.
Oh, man.
And that's Kyle Shanahan's fault.
It is.
It took him this long to get it. Now, maybe he got it right. He knows the future is going to be number 5. We all know the future is going to be number 5. But you need to get production out of that position. And if Jimmy Garoppolo was able to take him to a Super Bowl one time, he can definitely do it again, but maybe he just needed the nudge. Now, if he does that, he's going to get the nudge out the door because Trey Lance is eventually going to take over.
Right.
It's just pump the brakes on trying to get number 5 a start. Or yesterday, we're looking at the Colts game because you're coming off the bye and you get the Colts. Are you kidding? DeForest Buckner will snap his leg like a chicken bone, and then he's going to clean his teeth with it.
Look, if you're going to start Trey Lance, you do it week 1. This is the softest landing in the league.
It is.
Detroit and Philadelphia.
That's unbelievable.
Like, I'm with you there in terms of yeah, people are like, well, you want to get them ready for October, maybe against the Colts or Seattle. No. You want to get them for Century League Field? Yeah. You start them on the road at Ford Field. Yeah. Then you go to Philly, whatever they call it now, Financial Link Field or something.
Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial. Yeah, something like that. I almost called it the Vet.
And you should. Call it the Vet.
Call it whatever. The new Vet.
Yep.
We'll call it the new Vet here on the roast.
Yep. Exactly.
Start them in those 2 games because that's the softest landing codes you could possibly have in the NFL is playing the Lions and Dan Campbell and that new coach out in Philadelphia who can't get a presser right.
Oh, my gosh. You got 2 real dog teams.
Dogs.
So you got a great start to your year. This reminds me of the year the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. Remember when we were all sitting around here figuring out, what are they going to do in Tampa? What is Tampa going to be? How are they going to look? They got Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians owns the 49ers.
Right.
We got to figure that out. Then they're going to Cincinnati. They're staying on the East Coast. Remember they're staying on the East Coast?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what Cincinnati's going to be? Listen, you went in and kicked tail a couple of games. Your defense got you some interceptions, which at the time you were wondering, is the defense going to be able to get any picks, get any turnovers? And they set the tone in those first 2 games.
They did.
That's the same thing that can happen this year against 2 crap factories of the Lions, the Lie Downs, and the Eagles.
The Lie Downs and the Eagles. The Lie
check
Downs.
Your other kneecap.
So, Dan Campbell, dude, that next week is going to be great with the Dan Campbell pressers, getting ready for week 1 against the Niners. We'll be playing a lot of Dan Campbell.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yeah, we'll get to know that guy, the first-year head coach in Detroit. We'll get to know him, and then week 2 we'll get to know the Philly coach, who was what was he saying? What was he doing at his introductory press conference? We're going to work hard. We're gonna really work, and we're going to be first to work.
We're going to put systems in place, as he muttered.
Yeah, put systems in place to make sure that we're going to be successful, whatever he said. That'd be interesting there. But 888-957-9570. I want to hear from the fans out there. How are you feeling about Shanahan using dual quarterbacks? Here's what he had to say yesterday after the game on using dual quarterbacks.
I think it's me trying to do it, just not knowing exactly when. I mean, they both know it's coming, but you just don't know when it's coming. So I wanted it to be pretty random, and at least doing it today felt pretty comfortable.
Come on, Shanny. Coles, don't you want Shandy just to name the quarterback, the starting quarterback?
Exactly, because if you're going to keep putting 2 in, why don't you just tell me who's going to start so we know the system? And by the way, everyone knows you script the first 25 plays anyway.
Exactly.
So don't tell me, I'm just they didn't know when it was going to happen. I just all of a sudden decided, number 5, get into the game. That's a load of crap. That's a load of garbage. In fact, it's getting to the point where I almost don't want to listen to the post-game presser. Like, no one's calling him on any of this garbage. You mean to tell me Garoppolo didn't know? You mean they run a play, and Jimmy Garoppolo then goes into the huddle, and all of a sudden he hears somebody tapping on his shoulder, and it's Trey Lance going, Jimmy, I got this one. And Jimmy's out. He didn't know that was coming? Come on,
maybe,
man.
Probably, but maybe not.
What about the quarterback number one? Who's going to be QB1 this year?
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I said all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
He's got to survive press conferences. It's tough
I got
to
survive your press conference more than you got to survive the press conference.
You survived Jim Tomsula one day.
Oh, man, that was rugged.
Back in the day.
That was rugged.
You survived Jim Tomsula. What do you mean?
So a little running and a little throwing?
Yeah. If you can survive that, you're telling me you can't survive Shanny?
Oh, my God. Shanny's making me tired.
Maybe, probably, but maybe not.
That is a great answer. You know, I'm looking at this schedule. I got to tell you, this is an easy 11-win year. Easily.
Oh, stop. Let's slow down.
Easy
Let's slow down
11-win
before
year.
we start talking schedule here.
Easy.
Let's slow down before we start talking schedule.
Oh, my goodness.
They're in the toughest division in football.
Yep, and other than that, they've got nothing that they've got to play.
Tennessee?
You know what? I like Tennessee. I like them.
They're going to win that division.
You think so?
Oh, Colts are banged up. They just lost their left tackle. Quentin Nelson's beat up. T.Y. Hilton has
He's
neck
not going to play to
issues.
start the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Because I would have gone Colts.
I would have gone Colts too.
Yeah.
I really like the Colts, but Tennessee, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and of course King Henry. They're going to run the ball down your throats.
King
Tennessee's
Henry can
tough.
play.
He could play.
I like Tennessee. I think they're tough. I still think the Colts are going to be tough. But here's some of the games outside of your division. You get the Bears. You get the Jags. You get the Vikings. You get the Bengals. You get the Falcons. Come on. You get the Titans. Those are, I mean, I just named 5 wins.
The Titans won. That's a Thursday night game.
Okay, I'll give you. All right, and on the shirt, is that at home or on the road?
Away.
That stinks.
That's on the road.
All right, so that's 4 wins I just gave you in the 5 games I just mentioned.
All right,
that's
4.
If you split in your division, because it is a tough division
That's 7.
football.
That's 7.
All right, now Aaron Rodgers comes to town for his yearly ass kicking, right?
Green Bay's gonna be tough this year.
No, they're not.
They're gonna be
He
better.
always gets his butt kicked against the 49ers.
It'll be tough.
And it's going to happen again this year. You know it, and I know it.
I do think I did. Langford, remember I labeled that game as like statement game. Basically, it was like, yeah, the Niners will roll in that one. You got me there, Coach.
There are a lot of different types of game when we were doing the schedule release.
Yeah,
There's like the get your nachos and chill game. There's the trap game.
Yeah,
There were so many
So,
games.
Coach, we could go back down this. Detroit is the trap game. Week 1, they're going to be roaring
There
in
is
Detroit.
no trap there.
Field.
There is no trap in Detroit, let me tell you.
Philly is the gots to have it game. You got to have that game because I got a lot of buddies out there in Philadelphia. You got to have that one. It's the second road game. You're probably going to stay in Ohio or whatnot.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Youngstown. You're going to be chilling.
Yep.
It's one of those early 10 o'clock starts. You got to have that game. Week 3, home opener, that was the ass-kicking game. They're going to roll against Green Bay in a home
They're
opener
going
Sunday
to
Night
kick the
Football.
hell out of Aaron Rodgers.
Seattle, it's a bloodbath. Week 4.
Agreed. Best rivalry, I think, for the 49ers.
Yeah, no doubt.
You finally get tested in week 4 of the season.
Week 4.
All right? And I'm not as convinced Arizona is up to the level of the other teams in the division.
That's going to be tough, though. Week 5 at Arizona, desert game right before the bye week. You're peaking to get some rest. You're looking at the schedule saying, okay, we get off the bye. We're playing the Colts
And you just had
in
a
the
tough
desert.
one.
And you just had a tough one against Seattle. Weird things happen in the desert, Coles. I'm telling you. I'm as a gambler, as a degenerate gambler, betting on teams in the desert, it's heartbreaking. Then you get the Colts. That's the Super Bowl preview.
Yeah.
I thought it was before all the injuries got levied on the Colts.
Let me ask you this about the 2-quarterback system. Are we going to start to see other teams employ this as well because of the added weekend game to the regular season? The 17-game season now means you're exposing someone to even more physicality and hits and opportunities to get hurt. So more teams, we joke about Mac Jones. Mac Jones and Cam Newton are no different than Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. Mac Jones can throw the football. He's ready to plug and play in the National Football League. He's the most ready rookie to play in the National Football League. We can argue about ceiling. We can do that all you want. But Cam Newton is still effective enough, and I think he can still move the football, and he can still run the football so that you've got a dual quarterback system. Are more teams going to go to the 2-quarterback style?
Well, Cam is not the runner he used to be.
True.
He's taking a lot of hits, and I don't think you want Cam running around the pocket like that anymore. If you have to run a 2-quarterback system, I kind of agree with you in this sense, Coles. If you got to run 2 quarterbacks out there, you really don't have one. Mm-hmm. You really don't have one. You've got to have one quarterback who can run the entire playbook. I don't care if it's the red zone, you're starting at the 20. I need one quarterback, Coles. Now, there may be some teams that try to tinker with it here and there. Hey, let's get in a guy like Trey Lance on a random third down, and let's run it and give him 5 snaps a game. I think if you do this 2-quarterback system, it's going to burn you. Shanahan is playing with fire here with the 2-quarterback system because all of a sudden now, Jimmy Garoppolo goes in there for the first 3 plays, right? You're moving the ball a little bit. Trey comes in, boom, turnover. Then all of a sudden, everybody's going to be on Trey's helmet. Oh,
Absolutely.
Trey Lance, he's not ready. No, that's on Shanahan for subbing in quarterbacks mid-series. You can't do that stuff in the NFL.
You can't do that.
2-quarterback systems do not work. I don't believe it's going to work. And I think Shanahan is playing with fire. And I'm not going to say he's got the potential to lose a locker room. But then all of a sudden, George Kittle's going to say, dude, I've caught 14 touchdown passes in my 4 years here. You're alternating quarterbacks. I'm trying to get some burn, baby. I'm trying to touch the rock. You're switching quarterbacks here and there. What are we, running the option? Like, what are we doing out here in San Francisco if you're doing 2 quarterbacks? I'm going to tell you right now, Coles, I don't like it. And I think to answer your question again, teams are not going to do this. They want to go with one quarterback. One quarterback. I get the added game or whatnot, but it's not like these guys are playing in preseason anymore, you know?
I hear you. But I just think the physicality of the position and the physicality of the game means that you might have to have a better backup, a guy who's ready to do something. And if you have that better backup, why not give him a different skill set? You know, when we use, I'm going to keep using the Taysom Hill. I know you hate the idea. I would use Trey Lance like Taysom Hill in his first year. There would maybe even be a couple of sets where I have Garoppolo and Trey Lance on the field at the same time.
Here's the difference, though. Sean Payton has never looked at Taysom Hill as his future quarterback.
Well, he had him going up against Jameis this preseason.
Yeah, and Jameis smoked him.
Well,
Jameis smoked him.
Jameis ain't gonna win games.
Hey, Jameis smoked him. Well, they don't have Michael Thomas, so Saints may be in for a rude awakening. Yeah. That is a shame. He decided to get ankle surgery. Taysom Hill was never viewed as the future of the New Orleans Saints. Trey Lance is the future of the 49ers. Like, Shanahan is not going to use this guy as a running back. Yeah, there's no question. So that's why I hear the situation. I'm like, oh, Drew Brees at the point of his career, the last 3 to 4 years, he was check down Charlie. He could throw the ball past 10 yards, Coles.
Right. He's 39 years old, pushing 40, and his body had taken enough brutal beatings that he couldn't do that. Exactly. But they were still good.
They were still good. Jimmy was resting. He was hurt. He's only 30. He's in the prime of his career.
So I said, I'm telling you, Guru and Shamari and you are going to be Raptor fans the minute that Jimmy gets up slow in a pile.
Well, I think you better throw Joe Shasky in there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to butcher.
Shasky, same thing.
Coach, you've listened to me long enough. You know I've been the biggest defender of Jimmy Garoppolo. The biggest.
All right.
I give him credit when nobody wants to give him credit for 2019. I saw the 2 Arizona games where he threw for over 400 yards. I saw the New Orleans game in the Superdome. You know what I'm saying? I saw him week 17 in Seattle, going 18 for 22 for 285. Cozy, come on. Jimmy G's won big games for this team.
Is it possible, though, that Shanahan and Lynch also understand the best template for winning is getting a qualified rookie quarterback deal going? If you can get a guy who can play NFL quarterback on a rookie scale deal, now I can fill the rest of the field with real talent. And maybe that's the bigger way to look at it. Listen, they spent money on Garoppolo. They got him as far as they can go. But they can't keep filling the roster out because you're paying the quarterback the big bang, right?
That's a good point.
Boom. You got to get maybe that's the play moving forward. But because you're on a rookie deal, I can keep Garoppolo around. Garoppolo's a better quarterback. You're going to play Garoppolo. He's going to get the bulk of the snaps. That's just the way the world is going to spin.
It is. You're right. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, and HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. Download the Odyssey app and listen to our interview a little bit later with Cam Inman. Cam Inman, 720, Mercury News, and of course our 95.7 The Game Insider.
Questions.
Yeah, throw him the fastballs. Because you throw
I'm going to be just like I'm going to be like Trey Lance. I got one speed. I got one speed. I got no touch on my questions. I got nothing but fastballs.
Dave Flemming, 8 o'clock to talk about the Giants. We didn't even mention them in the first hour. They got smoked in Atlanta yesterday. They lose their first series. They had won 9 straight series, Coles. 9 straight. Yeah. They lose 2 or 3 in Atlanta. They blew the game Friday night, of course. Yesterday was just a joke.
Friday was tough. Saturday was nice. You get the shutout victory.
Yep.
Now you've got 2 series that are going to define you. And you could go into the Dodgers series tied for first or in second place. Wow. Milwaukee's a real deal.
Oh, they are the real deal. Yeah. Trust me. You don't got to tell me about the Brewers. The Brew Crew are for real. They're running away with the Central. Then the Dodgers. You know what they got lined up over the weekend? They're going Urias. All right?
Yeah.
They're going Urias. And then they're going Walker Buehler. You know his ERA is under like 1.5 against the Giants this season. Oh, and then on Sunday, in the closeout game, they're going Max Scherzer.
Really? Wow.
Brutal.
You know what, though? If you're the Dodgers, they hit that huge stretch where they were getting it done, and they're still looking up at the Giants. Isn't there a part of your world where you go, wait a minute, we have been playing balls to the wall. We have been killing everybody, and we still can't catch the Giants? Isn't that deflating to some level?
A little bit. You know what's more deflating is losing 2 or 3 to the Rockies at home.
That's very deflating. Exactly.
How does that happen?
By taking your foot off the gas.
They got shut out yesterday.
That's embarrassing.
That's
embarrassing.
It feels like the Giants have gone on win streaks. The Dodgers have gone on win streaks. Dodgers have lost a couple. Giants have lost a couple. It feels like the Dodgers have been 2.5 games back on the Giants the entire season.
You're right. Because coming out of the All-Star break, we said, well, that stretch is going to define the Giants season at that point.
Yep.
And the Giants got through that. Mm-hmm. And then here come the Dodgers making the big moves and getting Scherzer and getting Turner, and they're going to add more bats. They're going to add more runs. And the Dodgers going to run. And you're right, Steven. They're looking up in the standings going, why the hell can't we catch the Giants? I think that's the way it's going to be the rest of the year. I'm a believer in the Giants. I don't think it's a fluke.
It's not a fluke, Coles.
It's not a fluke.
It's not a fluke.
Nope.
But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about the starting rotation.
I hear you.
Sclafani gets pulled yesterday. Mm-hmm. Capper says it was a strategic move. Maybe the ankle was bothering him. He left the game down 3-0. Runners on first and second. Sammy Long took the brunt of the beat down yesterday in Atlanta. Gosman, the Gosman we've seen in the second half has been completely different from the first half pitcher. Johnny Cueto, he may give you 5.
Right.
And then it's a bullpen game. Alex Wood, he may give you 5, maybe 6. But the third time around the lineup, things get rough for old Alex Wood. Yeah. And then Logan Webb. Great. Having a hell of a second half of the season.
Might be your best pitcher right now.
He is. If you had to say, hey, who's your game 1 starter for the Giants in the NLDS? It's Logan Webb.
I got a better question for you. Let's say the Dodgers catch you and you got the 1-game play-in.
It's Logan Webb.
So then you got to set your rotation.
You got to burn Webb.
So that he doesn't pitch in the final series and you've got him ready for the play-in. That's why I think a guy like Cueto could be your starter. Get this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants go opener, Cueto, give me 4 innings.
I can see that.
And then give me bullpen.
You know what? I could see that.
Easily.
I was thinking about easily.
For a team, listen, for a team that's analytically built,
right?
We saw all you had to do is go across the Bay Bridge and take a look at what the green and gold did in their 1-game play-ins when they were a good team that had good starting pitchers, and we thought Mike Fiers is going to get the start. He's going to get the start. And all of a sudden, they go to Liam Hendricks.
That didn't work out too well.
That didn't work out too well.
You gave up the 3 spot right away.
Exactly. I didn't even sit down in the chair.
I gave up 3 spot right away.
I turn on the TV, click. I'm like, what is this, a replay or something? They're down 3-0. Why is Hendricks on the mound?
That did not work out. That would backfire for the old Oakland A's. Don't forget to download the Odyssey app and discover hundreds of new exclusive music stations available now for sports and music fans by sports and music fans. Check out Tailgate Crashers. Crack a cold one and get game day ready with tunes from all your country faves. The new Odyssey exclusive stations on the Odyssey app. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. We may do a little Pandora's box later in the week where the guys quiz me on music that I don't
listen to,
appreciate, non-hip hop, non-R&B type of tracks. And Langford, I don't know if you could pull this up, but old Sweet Home Alabama. I was quizzed on this, and Langford will get this ready. Larry in the City, hang on tight. We'll get you in just a second here, but you know your boy has some holes in his music game. Big time holes. Big time holes.
Go to Larry in the City first. Go to Larry in the City first, then we'll play it after.
All right, Larry in the City. Little tease. Larry in the City, what's happening?
What's up, fellas? Hey, I got to tell you something, man. I watched that last night. What a game. If we have Trent and Mac, man, that O-line, our O-line is top 5. But anyway, you guys aren't going to see what you saw yesterday in a real game. You know, you're going to see the standard RPO stuff. Oh, here comes Lance on 3rd and 5 in red zone, and he's not going to be doing what they did yesterday. That would be foolish.
You sure?
That doesn't fly.
You sure?
Yeah, that doesn't.
Shanahan's an arrogant guy.
That does not. Dude, do you think that will fly against Seattle Seahawks?
Hey, Shanahan believes he's an innovator. And if you don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo, and you see the plays that are open for Trey Lance, you see when he's on the field, Larry, defenses are wary of number 5 and what he could do with his legs. And also throwing over the top.
Dude, I've been impressed with Trey Lance. That's why I say just give him a little time, let him get used to the speed of the game, and then snap him in there and let's win a Super Bowl with him.
But then you got to wait a few years.
I'm a fan. I'm like you. I've been on Jimmy G since day one. Because the fact is, when Jimmy G plays, we win. When Jimmy G doesn't play, we don't win.
Well, hey Larry, thanks for the phone call here. You don't have C.J. Mullins and C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins anymore. No. You don't have those two guys. Nick Mullins probably will be selling insurance next week as he just got cut by the Philadelphia Eagles. All right? And C.J. Beathard is just stealing a check from Urban Meyer. This is Trey Lance. Trey Lance is the future. And the future may be now for the San Francisco 49ers. In this type of game plan, where you want to run the ball down teams' throats, and you got the boot action rolling, Coles. You got the play action pass. Who's more deadly in that? Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Jimmy Garoppolo is more
close.
deadly in play-action pass.
Oh, stop
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
He can read defenses. He understands the pace of an NFL game. Trey Lance, I'm telling you this.
You watched the 2-minute drills yesterday?
As big against the threes. He looks great against the threes. That's
2-minute
small
drills.
College football, for crying out loud. Jimmy Garoppolo understands the speed of the NFL right now. Listen, there's no question Trey Lance is the future. The future's in a couple of years. If you think you're going to win a Super Bowl, you're not going to win it with number 5 this year.
How? So if Trey Lance did start, and you say the Niners can win 11 games easy this season.
Yeah.
11 so that's 11-6. 17-game schedule now. We all got to get accustomed to that.
Yeah.
11-6. If Trey starts, where do they go?
I don't think that they as easily split the division with Trey Lance. I do think it's much different against Aaron Donald. I think it's different against J.J. Watt. I think it's different against a Pete Carroll defense. I don't think they fare as well in division with a rookie quarterback as they would with Jimmy Garoppolo. That's where I think the difference maker is. You could start against the lie downs in week 1. And they can win. Because all you're going to do, you're going to hand it off here, you're going to hand it off there. They're going to bite somebody's kneecap, and you're going to be running for touchdowns. The 49ers are going to get tired running for touchdowns.
We're going to bite a kneecap off?
Thank you. And then you're going to go to Philadelphia, and the Eagles head coach isn't even going to know there's a game on Sunday. So he's going to show up in the second quarter.
Those are facts.
All right? And you're 2-0. So I have no problems there. It's when you start to play NFL teams that can scheme in an NFL way. The Packers are an NFL team. The Seahawks are an NFL team, right? Arizona's going to be an NFL team. They've got enough NFL players out there. That's where I think the trouble comes for a Trey Lance.
888-957-9570. 2-quarterback system. You in or out? Because I do believe Shanahan will try to employ this, at least in the first game.
We have to define two-quarterback
What is the 2-quarterback system? What we saw yesterday?
If you use them like you used Taysom Hill, that's not a 2-quarterback system. You got a starting quarterback and you got a gimmick.
Right.
You do that, and I'm happy. I can live with that.
I don't think they're doing that, though.
Well, if you think that they're going to run, if they're going to run 40 plays in a game and Jimmy's going to run 25 and the other guy's going to run 15, I think you're not going to win. I think you're asking for trouble.
Why not just go with one quarterback? I want one quarterback.
Then it's Jimmy. If you want one quarterback, it's Jimmy all year. It's not for now. You're not going to hand the keys in the middle of the season. You're not going to make the same mistake that Harbaugh made. Harbaugh made the biggest mistake that's been made when he handed the keys to Kaepernick.
No, that was the best decision the franchise had.
And then you lost the Super Bowl.
No,
you know what?
You know what?
Kids today grow up, you know what they think? The 49ers lose Super Bowls.
Hey, you know
Whereas I grew up thinking 49ers win Super Bowls.
You know what? Here's a cold part about that season. They're down 17-0 to Atlanta. They're not getting to the Super Bowl with Alex Smith. We saw how that story ended the year before.
What?
Alex Smith doesn't throw to wide receivers.
Oh my God!
I mean, Cap, you saw the next level offense.
And hey, Colin Kaepernick, I thought was going to change the position. Remember when he and
against Green Bay?
Yeah, him. What he did against Green Bay.
Him and Russell Wilson with the Madden commercials.
Everyone was kissing their forearms. Everyone was kissing their biceps.
They were.
Right?
They were.
That's
7
what we were
jerseys was everywhere.
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 The silhouette of him kissing him, everyone was
Everybody had that.
Yeah, but they made the wrong call. They should have gone back to Alex Smith. They would have won a Super Bowl.
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
they wouldn't have got to the Super Bowl, Coles. Come on.
You crazy.
We all have this revisionist history about Alex Smith being some type of good quarterback. The guy went through a season without throwing a touchdown pass to a wide receiver.
Straight NFC title games. 3 straight NFC title games. That was him.
No, that wasn't.
He would
was
have
2
taken
with
it to the other
Kaepernick.
one. He would have taken it to the other.
No, he wouldn't. Oh, stop it. They would have got blown out in Seattle if Alex Smith was playing under center.
Wow.
Oh, you love these type of quarterbacks, Coles. This ain't 1980. You're not watching Jim McMahon again. Come on, Coles. Welcome to the new age. It's 2021. Dang. Cam Inman going to join us here to hopefully knock some sense into Coles. I'm losing my guy over here.
I'm
losing my guy over here. Somebody get a split hat to this guy. Oh, man. Deliver a split high.
He calls Butcher during commercial breaks
I'll call
just
him
to center himself.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here, man. I need a break. I need a
He is
timeout.
the most disingenuous fraud.
Cam Inman coming up on the roast. It's Coles and Bonte.
Don't miss a second of Damon, Ratto, and Kolsky.
Ray. Do we have Ray? There we are.
Ray's not there. Hi, Ray. Hey. Welcome back, my friend.
I was talking with my microphone off as part of the tradition here.
Yes. A tradition unlike any others.
Turn your microphone off.
Listen to Damon, Ratto, and Kolsky on your phone, desktop, or smart speaker with the Odyssey app.
Hey, sports fans, it is Kate Scott here for Xfinity because, well, it's getting to be that fantastic time of the year again. You know what I'm talking about. I like to call it overlap season. Baseball is rounding second, heading for third. College football and the NFL kicking off. Hoops and hockey aren't far behind, which is why it is more important than ever to get internet that's more than fast. And you know who has that? Well, my friends at Xfinity, because we're all super fans, right? We're streaming one game on the tablet, got another one streaming on the phone, while we're also trying to watch the latest ridiculous video that Butch and Bonte have filmed outside of Levi's down in Santa Clara. Well, you can do all of that.
stair climb.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee, featuring Jim Kosamore.
Just because you have a word of the day calendar doesn't mean you get to come on the radio and think like you're smart.
With Bonte and Shasky.
Oh, it's going to be a long week. Let's just call it. So we got Scrub Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Trying to think what we could call this week.
I know.
Well, we could just start by saying mediocre Monday.
Running with the twos.
Running with the twos.
That's what Dibs used to say when I'd be filling in. He'd go, I'm running with the twos.
What's
you could say that.
It's mediocre Monday.
Yep, mediocre Monday here after Scrub Sunday. Oh, it's going to be very difficult this week.
Oh,
but
man.
someone's got to speak truth to power, and that's what I'm doing to you.
Oh, man. Jim Kosamore. He's in for Butcher Boy.
Quick sampling. Thank you, Coz, from the 510. From another 510. Love Coz speaking facts. Spitting rhymes. That's me. Coz is 1,000% right. Thank you, 925.
Mediocre.
Coz is speaking truth, 925. This is just a random sampling of the people, Bonte. You give the people what they want. Okay? Go ahead.
Mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre Monday. Cam Inman in just a second here. Don't forget this segment is presented by Golden State Lumber. Open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, with some locations open on Saturday. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com for more information. And do not forget to download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news, updates, as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Let's bring in Cam Inman, longtime 49ers beat writer for the San Jose Mercury News or the Bay Area News Group. Also our 95.7 The Game insider. And Cam, help me out here. I'm rolling with Coles this week. It's already been a long hour and a half. He's talking split caps. He's saying you can't wear flat bills for a cap.
Wow.
Where are you at with the cap? Let's start it off here. We'll get to Trey and Jimmy in just a second. Where are you at? Are you a curved hat guy, curved bill, or are you going flat bill?
Well, first of all, it's a marvelous Monday morning. Thanks for having me on. I would say the fashion statement depends on who the person is. I can't go with the flat bill. I try. My head just doesn't look good. I try to look young. My son can pull it off. I'm more of the curved hat guy, but I do like hats. I go through a cap almost. I have way too many. In fact, I got a new one last week, and so my son went and pulled a new one out and threw it away. So. Yeah,
Cam, what did you do? Have you just finished your 7-mile run this morning, and that's why you're going through the cap? Because I know he likes to drop that in the middle of an answer. Oh, yeah, I just finished a 7-mile jog, but that's okay. I'm up in the hills. It's 104 degrees out there, but I just ran through a hat.
Go.
No, but I will run in a visor. So you have to introduce the visors into this, too, because they come and go over the years, kind of like bucket hats, but I've never been able to pull off the bucket hat unless I'm in the pool.
No, I rocked a bucket hat yesterday to Levi's. I love me a good bucket hat.
Really?
I had a big head.
The Gilligan.
I've got a big head. Coles and Cam. I've got a huge head. I'm up there with Bruce Bochy, man. It's sad.
For TV.
I don't know if it's good for TV.
Fills up the screen. I got a peanut.
The landscaper hat too. Those are good too.
You like the landscaper? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I like the Panama. I'm pro Panama. I wear the nice fedora. I'm an outdoor fedora.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The fedora. Yeah, that used to be the old media press pass, though, right?
Yep.
Oh God.
Yep. Fedoras, little Tom Landry action, huh?
Yep.
I'm not mad at that.
Class it up.
Talking hats with Cam Inman here on 95.7 The Game. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, we saw a 2-quarterback, quote-unquote, system yesterday on the first 2 drives here. And Shanahan basically said, yeah, it was random. We just kind of did it. We didn't script it or whatnot. What did you make of what you saw in the first 2 possessions yesterday at Levi Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, it was chaotic. It was, you had everybody going, whoa, my gosh, well, now who's in, now who's in, now who's in? And if we're doing that, the defensive coordinators around the league are going to have to, they have to prepare for that, which was the whole goal of it. It wasn't necessarily to get Jimmy and Trey used to it, because I don't know if you can get used to it. But you put it on film, and that way every opponent you're going to face for the next 6 weeks at least has to be prepared for that, and they're going to have to spend time on, okay, if this guy comes in, you need to be ready for this play or whatever, and just, I mean, how much are you going to really reveal in a preseason finale, right? Well, Shanahan wanted to showcase that. He did it. Everybody's talking about it. We may never see it again because it was absolute chaos. But the 49ers executed it so well because there's a couple things about this. One, I love the fact that both quarterbacks are receptive to it. Neither one is, hey, it's got to be me or him, all right? They're both on board with it. the offense works with it, and Shanahan has a creativity where he has so many different plays in his mind that he can work, and it's like he just wants to expose what part of the defense is going to be bad. And when you get down to that red zone, I think that's where Trey Lance is going to really excel because he has an additional skill set. His touchdown run was much different than Jimmy Garoppolo's because he did the zone read. He had a clear lane in there because the defensive end bit, whereas Garoppolo is running for his life, ducking his head, submarining two Raiders at the goal line to get in. And to quote Kyle Shanahan, that's why guys fight for him. And I thought that was a really telling quote, too. And that's why Jimmy is still the leader in the clubhouse and why he should start, because he knows this offense. He has the team support, and so does Lance. I mean, they really have two very good options, and I don't think this preseason could have worked out any better for him.
All right, Cam, but if you're talking about the red zone, that's money time. How can you put the ball in the hands of a rookie who hasn't played at NFL speed yet, who hasn't gone up against the best, the ones, enough to understand what to do in the red zone? Why would you put that kind of pressure on a guy so early in his career? I would rather use him in an area other than the red zone.
I understand that, but I mean, you need that extra dimension down there. I mean, things get tightened up, and you haven't had a great red zone offense over these 4 or 5 years, and maybe that's because you haven't had a big, tall target to throw to. George Kittle doesn't get thrown the ball enough to in the red zone, but maybe you add the extra element of putting Trey Lance in there, because he can do it. I mean, the only way he's going to get experience in it is by playing in it, and that's what they drafted him for. I mean, when we were going through all the pre-draft talk about quarterbacks, and I talked to all sorts of different people around the league, the biggest knock on Trey Lance was he didn't have experience. Well, guess what? It's time to get that experience, and one way to do that is subbing him in critical pressure situations like that.
Cam Inman here on 95.7 The Game on the Morning Roast with Coles and Bonte, breaking down the Niner quarterback situation. Yesterday we see them beat up on the Raiders 34-10, but the Raiders didn't play their starters at all. We got a long look at Nathan Peterman. Thank the heavens, Cam, we don't have to watch him again this season. But, Shanahan in his presser kept telling you guys, hey, stop asking me about the quarterback one. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you content. He seems real annoyed by this. Would it shock you to see Trey Lance play the first play in Detroit, and then he trots out Jimmy G for the rest of the series? Because I don't think Shanahan is trolling us. I think he may be serious about this two-quarterback system.
I think he had to keep the options open in case some team really wanted to trade for Jimmy. And everybody's quarterback situation is fine now. I think it was more about just being respectful and doing it at the right time. I think everybody on this team knows that Jimmy Garoppolo is the starting quarterback still, that they do have an option, Trey Lance, if they wanted to do that. I think the chances of them going to Trey Lance week one starter are very slim, especially when Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy. The offense flows well, and Trey's got a lot to learn still. And one way to do it is just by watching Jimmy in real NFL regular season action. I mean, it speeds up even more, I mean, Trey he's coming from the FCS, which I'm not going to knock because he played at a high level, but he also didn't play last year, guys. He only played one game. So I think he just has to get more acclimated into football before you totally drop him into a full-time role. And right now you have a really good quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo that knows this offense and this system at a level where he's capable of bringing them back to the Super Bowl.
Cam Inman with us here on the Morning Roast at 95.7 The Game. Cam, we could talk all we want about Trey Lance or Jimmy G or what Kyle's going to do. In the end, isn't it the run game that's going to carry what the 49ers do offensively? So how effective do we think this run game is with the offensive line and the combination of backs that Kyle can run? How good do we think the running game is going to be this year?
You're right. I mean, we do talk too much about quarterbacks when this is a run-oriented offense, and all the pieces are in place again. I mean, Raheem Mostert, one drive runs for 53 yards, and then they rack up 242 yards against the Raiders reserves that are all going to get cut today. But you saw how efficient it is. You saw the blocking is ready to go. Trent Williams is there at left tackle. You got a new center in Alex Mack. McGlinchey's a tremendous run blocker that people don't give him credit for. And then you have all these options at running back. And Trey Sermon, your new rookie running back behind Mostert, he looks great. Elijah Mitchell's another rookie that looks good. They're stacked there, and then you mix in all the wide receivers that are coming out of the backfield, whether it's Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, guys and then you could throw in the Trey Lance aspect too with the run. So that's really, you're right. That's where they're going to make their money, is in the run game. They love it. They want to block. There's some new rules in the NFL this year that are going to make it a little bit tough on cornerbacks when they're taking on a pulling offensive lineman outside the numbers. They can't go low at them, and so the Niners are going to send their guys wide. The cornerbacks are going to freak out, and then the running backs are going to run right by them.
Yeah, I love this running back room. I love the run game of Kyle Shanahan. And heck, when Mike Shanahan was in Denver, he saw all those 1,000-yard running backs there with the Denver Broncos. Let's look at the defense, though, because I think this defense can yes, we have spent a lot of time about the quarterbacks, but with Bosa coming back and Dee Ford being healthy going into the season, this defense has a look of one that could be a top 5, top 10 defense in the NFL this season. Deep on the defensive line, Fred Warner's flying around with Greenlaw. I like where this defense is at right now, Cam.
We haven't seen where the defense is at yet because we haven't seen Nick Bosa on the field other than in practice, and he looks phenomenal. So this defense is a Super Bowl defense if Nick Bosa plays the majority of snaps, and that's the way it's looking right now. He's come back from his ACL wonderfully. The dude's a specimen. He is so ripped and cut. And then the fact that you've got Dee Ford able to contribute, this is a big bonus because you brought in Samson Ebukam, who looks kind of like Dee Ford with his explosiveness on the other side. Well, if you can rotate those two guys and you have all this depth on the interior, you were right. And I was asking Jaquaski Tart about this yesterday in the press conference because it was his first game back since his toe injury last year, and I said, you know, whether he's part of this defense or not, it's like, what do you think of it? He's like, it's got that 2019 vibe to it. And it absolutely does. I mean, you don't have Richard Sherman out there with that leadership, but you have some guys that have, like Fred Warner, like you said. I mean, he's developed into an all-pro linebacker who's also a big-time leader on that defense. And then you have some other quiet leaders like Jimmy Ward and Jason Verrett. They're ready to go, and it's going to be exciting to see because they play some quarterbacks that they've controlled in the past with Jared Goff. Right? They don't have any excuses not to dominate these first couple games. Then you get to Aaron Rodgers in the home opener, and that's going to be electric on Sunday Night Football.
Cam, is Nick Bosa the most important player on this football team?
I think Nick Bosa is the most important player without a doubt on this football team, and it's all due respect to the quarterbacks, but you have two of them. There's only one Nick Bosa, and we saw his rookie year how dominant he can be, and just the whole effect of what he does to that defense. And everybody rises up in their play, which is what a good quarterback does with the offense. When you have a great pass rusher and just a great overall defender, I think Nick Bosa is the most valuable player on this team.
Cam, Tuesday's coming fast. You got to get to 53, correct, if I'm not mistaken. What are the best position battles? What are going to be the toughest decisions for the Lynch and Shanahan combo?
You know what? Let's just get to the headline act, and that's Jalen Hurd. Do you keep wide receiver Jalen Hurd on the roster? I don't believe you do. A lot of fans want him to stay. You saw some hiccups in the game yesterday. I mean, this was his first game he's been playing in 2 years, so kudos to him for coming off of the ACL last year and being able to play. He had a couple drops. He had some problems lining up. I just don't see him meshing with this team, you guys. So then it's like, well, then who do you keep? Is there somebody better? I don't know if there's somebody better. I know Juwan Jennings is another big-bodied wide receiver. He had one pass go through his hands at the goal line, but then he came back on the next series and caught a frickin' fastball from Lance over the middle, too. So I like Juwan Jennings. I would keep him around. And then it becomes, well, who's your return guy? Because Jalen Hurd's not a returner. So then you go to somebody like Simba Webster unless Travis Benjamin makes the cut. So the wide receiver is, I think, the most intriguing one. Maybe the other is at safety, whether you keep Clinton Dix or Tavon Wilson, or if Jaquaski Tart's healthy enough to come back. Those are the main ones. I mean, the defensive line, they are stacked there. They got about 10 defensive linemen they can keep. And then at quarterback, I only see them keeping two because I think you can put Nate Sudfeld on the practice squad.
Man, I'm liking Clinton Dix. I just want to keep him for the name. He got a pick yesterday. Looked good. Hufanga looks good, running around the football, blitzing. This defense is stacked. Cam, thank you so much. Go out there for a jog. Put on a flat bill hat for me, please. Just please. And stick it to Coles with the flat bill.
Wow. Wow, that's just a personal shot.
It is a personal shot.
I got a hat company called Residency sent me some cool hats. They're like flat bill, but I kind of gave it a little curve. So, hey, it's all about your personal touch and your personal preference.
It is.
Everybody enjoy your Monday. There you go.
One last thing. When you get a chance to talk to Kyle, just ask him this one question at the presser today or the next time he speaks to the media. Just say, hey, Kyle, are you already second-guessing your choice of Trey Lance over Mac Jones, or how impressed are you with Mac Jones being the best rookie quarterback in the preseason so far? That'd be a good one.
Then you're assuming that it was his choice.
Oh, Kim, open up a can of worms.
I'm just kidding. It's all good. Everybody's happy.
Everybody is happy. Kim, you have a great Monday.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you, buddy.
Cam Inman here on 95.7 The Game on the Morning Roast. Look at you. Coles, I think they do the pressers on Zoom.
Yeah.
Why don't you log into Zoom?
I'm going to log into Zoom, and I'm going to hit the raise the hand button, and I'm going to say, Coach, are you already second-guessing your choice, or have you purchased tickets to go watch the Patriots led by Mac Jones? How is that going to work for you? Will you watch the games that Mac Jones plays and then coach your team? How are you going to handle that this year?
Wow.
Maybe, probably, but maybe not.
So you have Mac Jones as your top-rated rookie so far.
Oh, it's not even close. Listen, if you take a look at the body of work that we've seen through preseason games, there is one quarterback who stands out among the rookies. There's one who stands out.
Trey Lance?
And that's Mac Jones.
Oh, stop.
And I think it's funny because if you listen to Chicago sports, you're talking about the Odyssey app. I got the Odyssey app. I'm listening all over the
all
day
long.
I'm listening up in Beantown. I'm listening to Chicago. I'm listening
Philly.
to us here. I'm listening to Philly. I got everybody. Everyone's got their spin on who the great quarterback is. In Chicago, they think Justin Fields is getting fitted for a jacket for Canton.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, that guy, I'm sorry. He's a ways away from being ready to play in the NFL.
Can you blame Bear fans, though?
I'm a Bear
quarterback.
fan.
I know you are. Come on. You not happy and excited about Justin Fields, all the crap quarterbacks you've had to live through since 1985?
Mitchell Trubisky just chewed up the Bears' #1 defense, okay? And they passed on Mitchell Trubisky after screwing him up. He went to an organization. That's a different story. You take a look at the rookie guys now. I wish the 49ers would have signed Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, man, take that. Oh, man, when he was on the clock, I was praying, please don't take Mitchell Trubisky. Please don't take Mitchell Trubisky. He wasn't even the best player in the ACC. That was Watson.
If you go back to that year and you look at the 49ers and what they were looking to do, the quote is, Kyle Shanahan was very high on Mitchell Trubisky.
And you know what?
And
that's why it scares me with Shanahan. That's what scares me about Shanahan. He's in love with Mitchell Trubisky, Kirk Cousins, Brian Hoyer. Like, the way he was talking about Kirk Cousins during the Super Bowl week. They're getting ready for the Chiefs, and, we thought we had a shot at Kirk Cousins, and we're going to probably, wait for him to be a free. Like, maybe that's a good thing, a blessing in disguise that John Lynch is there to say, yo, Trubisky, no, stay away.
The one guy who has stood out this year among the rookie quarterbacks, it's not the Trevor Lawrence 11 of 12 yesterday. That's trash. Mac Jones, through 3 games, has looked like an NFL quarterback. He stands in the huddle like an NFL quarterback. He walks up to the line and looks at the defense like an NFL quarterback. He takes a snap and drops back like an NFL quarterback. He goes through his progressions like an NFL quarterback. He stands out as the best. Zach Wilson of the Jets stands out as an electrifying playmaker and big game thrower. It's going to take him a while to understand it. The Jets are going to stink, but he's going to be a good quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is 3rd on the list, and I really think he moved into that list, solidified it with his performance in preseason game number 3. Right. And then you've got a big drop-off. Then you've got Justin Fields of the Bears, who doesn't go through his progressions. He drops back and decides to run, and everyone in Chicago says, use his athleticism, use his athleticism. He's going to get his block is going to get knocked off.
Not to cut you off, Coach.
Yes.
You see that offensive line in Chicago.
It's terrible.
I would be running for my life, too.
It's terrible.
Progressions, I'm looking at the first read, and I'm out of there. That's all you have time for in Chicago.
Nick Foles, in one drive, did more as a quarterback in one drive against Tennessee than Justin Fields did in 3 preseason games.
Oh.
And no one in Chicago wants to see it.
Are you watching the games, Coach?
Are you watching the games? The guys, come on. Justin Fields can beat the 3s. He can beat the 3s. The 2s, struggles. The 1s, you know what he's going to do? He's going to duck under. Here's what's going to happen in week 1. The Bears go to the Rams, and 49er fans, you better watch it, because the Rams are going to be a team you're going to have to worry about. Aaron Donald's going to snap Andy Dalton's leg, And then they're going to say, all right, number one, go
all the
run out there.
snapping of the legs.
That's a lot
so
of leg
gruesome.
snap. I know.
Jeez. All I'm thinking about is ambulances and carts coming out of the field.
It's going to get ugly. Then they're going to run Justin Fields out there. And while Aaron Donald is cleaning his teeth with a piece of Andy Dalton's the shin bone, he's going to spit the piece of bone out. And he's going to look at the rookie and goes, I like fresh meat. And Justin Fields is going to duck under guard because he's going to be so scared, and a little piddle's going to come down his right leg.
Oh,
all right?
gosh.
That's what's going to happen with him. Trey Lance comes after Justin Fields. That's your list of five first-round rookie quarterbacks through preseason.
Boom! We'll go to Antonio in Oakland because I need time to digest what I just heard. That gibberish from Jim Cosamore, everybody.
Spot on.
We can't get those 4 minutes back in our lives.
Stephen, as we say on the island in Britain, spot on.
Hey, we can't get those 4 minutes back, folks. I'm sorry. If you're on the airwaves and you're wrecking, somebody blew out a tire. I mean, how many accidents you just caused on 280, 880, 101 goes with that gibberish right there? It's unbelievable.
Spot on's a relatively common term, by the way.
No, it's not the spot on. It's the snapping of the legs and the pellets coming out Justin Fields like he's going to pee his pants. Are you kidding me?
He's ducking under guard because he's going to forget where the center is because Aaron Donald's going to be breathing on him.
Antonio, can you talk some sense into my man Coles?
Well, I mean, Mac Jones is the best rookie quarterback right now. I mean, I guess I got to give him that. But hey, man, Trey Lance is going to pass me eventually, man. I like with this little NASCAR package we got. We got two freaking amazing cars out there. Garoppolo putting touch on his passes, him sticking his nose in the end zone. Kittle and Debo looking fast and fresh, and Jermichael Hasty, a.k.a. Baby Marshawn, with that breakthrough. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. McDonald's.
I love that.
Antonio.
This guy's running bits.
two NASCARs.
Bits.
He's running bits. He's got a podcast coming. He'll be on these airwaves soon. Gotta believe it.
That is
Gotta
awesome.
believe it.
Exactly.
Coles, come on. Let's stop with the Trey Lance looks so composed in that pocket. Doesn't get rattled. You saw the slow start down at SoFi Stadium against the Chargers.
What was he, 6 for 14?
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday?
how many drops? 6 for 13 with 3 drops.
Who's the number? I'm gonna throw the PFF at you.
Yeah.
You threw that at me last week when we were out. I came on last week after I handed out the Bay Bridge.
And I can't stand PFF.
And you're giving me the PFF. Oh, PFF, 62% of passes dropped or caught, or he could have had 62%. Would have let everyone. Who's the number 1 ranked rookie passer according to PFF?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to have Mac Jones.
It's not even. What do you think? They skew the numbers?
They're looking at their computers and their laptops and completion percentage, rating. I wonder if they're watching the games.
From the 408, Mac Jones has clearly looked like the best quarterback so far. But regardless of if he ends up being better than Lance or not, if it doesn't, he goes on too long. But the end result is Mac Jones has clearly looked like the best quarterback so far. We all have to come to terms with it, agree with it. We have to agree with that.
Right now.
Way to find the one text that agrees with you, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
out of the 16 that disagree with you.
That's a professional move right there by Jim Cosamore. That's why he's been in the business before. He's been in business forever. It's a pro move. It's a pro move. Let me duck. Let me scroll. Oh, we got one there. We got one. Look, Trey Lance.
That is terrible of you guys.
Trey Lance, Shanahan. We haven't even seen him unleash the full Trey Lance package. Trey Lance he's barely run the ball. And you see the 2-minute drills. The Chargers. 40 goals. He went 75 yards in 45 seconds.
Against the three.
Hey, you see the progressions? You see the touch to Trent Sherfield?
Oh, please.
Behind the backup offensive line.
Week 1, everyone's talking about an 80-yard bomb that he threw. He threw the ball 43 yards.
About 45. Across the field.
Sudfeld throws that pass too.
Sudfeld's going to be thrown to the CFL next week. That's where he's going to be at.
Hamilton Ticats, that's my team.
Hey, Toronto Argonauts, I started rocking with them.
Way to go.
Yeah, come on. A little CFL. A little
exactly.
CFL. George and Los Santos. George, what's happening? You're on the morning roast here on 95.7 The Game.
How you doing, Vontae?
I can't complain.
Oh, good, man. My observation is, and maybe I'm going against the grain, and I think Trey Lance is a great talent, and I think he's going to be great for the 49ers, but he's nowhere near ready to be a starting NFL quarterback.
Thank you. You have the floor. Continue, please.
People are dropping his passes for a reason. He throws a knuckleball, first of all. and he's nowhere near as accurate as Jimmy. So I think, like I said, he's going to be fantastic down the road, but he is nowhere near being a starting NFL quarterback yet. That's my opinion.
Hey,
That's fine.
We have an open chair if you want to drive over here to the city, because you're more than welcome to stay on the air as long as you'd like with takes like that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I
see?
call in all the time. Bonte knows that.
Yeah, you do, and you're a great caller. Thanks for calling us this morning on a mediocre Monday. 888-957-9570. Is there anybody out there who's starting to regret the 49ers selecting Trey Lance after you saw Mac Jones yesterday, after you saw Trevor Lawrence light up the Dallas Cowboys 2s and 3s? Nick Foles did light up the 3s against the Titans, whatever. Nick Foles, I would let Nick Foles start in Chicago. He should be the starting quarterback. If we're all keeping it a buck here,
no.
Andy Dalton should be on the roster. Let Nick Foles start. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He knows that system. And the offensive line, look, whoever plays quarterback in that offense is going to get destroyed.
You know what? Are you that much of a believer in Trey Lance, or or is there some hope in there?
No,
I'm
a believer in Trey Lance. Okay. I'm a believer because the offensive
we all
line.
think he's the future.
The offensive line looks good. You're going to run the football. Coach, this is something that I'm glad you brought it up to Cam Inman, because this is something that Shasky and I have been talking about. They're going to run the football down people's throats.
Yep.
This isn't a team that's going to drop back 35, 40 times and throw the ball and try to help your fantasy football team. No, they're going to run the ball down your throats, which is why they have all these running backs, whether it's Mostert, whether it's Sermon, whether it's Elijah Mitchell, Gallman, Hasty, whoever's running the football, they're going to run it a lot in the system. And then you're going to get the jet sweep action with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. And then, we're going to run the play action pass and find Kittle in the flat and not really drive the football down the field. But Trey Lance, the one thing that Jimmy can't do is blow the top off the defense. And that's what's been missing in this offense. So whether or not we see it in week 1, week 5, week 8, week 12, it's coming.
So you think he throws a great deep ball is what you're saying. You think with the speed of Deebo Samuel and with the speed and precision route running of Brandon Ayuk, you're going to get more out of the position.
I think so. You know why?
I don't think it'll happen this year. I think it'll happen in 2 years, 2, 3.
And here's the thing that killed Alex Smith with Harbaugh and the Niners. When Antrero of the New York Giants said, when we play against Alex Smith and these same defenders, whoever was going against the Saints probably felt the same way about Drew Brees, and they probably feel the same way about Jimmy Garoppolo. When we play against these type of quarterbacks, we know all we have to do is play within a 15-yard box. We don't have to defend every blade of grass on the football field. When you have a Trey Lance, and you have a Watson, and you have a Mahomes, and you have a Josh Allen, you have to defend every part of the football field. Every part of the football field. You don't have to do that with Jimmy G. Everything's going to be a little slant. It's going to be a little play action pass to the flat to George Kittle, like you saw yesterday. Shanahan scheming it up wide. And trust me, it pains me to say that because I'm a Jimmy G guy. Jimmy G's done a lot for this organization.
Absolutely.
Done a lot. And I think 49er fans forget that. He helped build the soul at Levi Stadium. He helped his team win big football games.
Yep.
Go to the Super Bowl. Wasn't his fault they blew it in the last 7 minutes. The head coach needs to take some of the blame.
That's
the head
true.
coach needs to take some of the blame on that Super Bowl. But Trey just looks like he has it, Coles. He's got that it factor that you need at the quarterback spot.
Well, I don't see the it factor. Okay, I don't see that, wow, he's got it. Now, I'm hopeful that he has it. I'm not rooting against the guy.
Yeah.
My world's better when the 49ers are good. I want them to be good and exciting. Listen, here's my fear, is that they're going to start letting the guy run wild. They're going to start running all the run-pass option stuff. It's not like when Kaepernick started doing that and defenses were afraid to hit the quarterback because they didn't know what the rules were.
Right.
Can we hit the quarterback? Can we not hit the quarterback? You know what? Now you can hit the quarterback. Lamar Jackson's one of a kind. No one else can take the beating he can take.
Yeah, that's wild.
You expose Trey Lance, who is a big man. That's the one thing that stood out yesterday when I'm watching the game. He's a lot of man. He's a lot of man.
Yeah.
But I still don't want to expose him to a ton of hits. And like Cam said, played small college football.
Yeah.
All right. Now listen, he probably could have gone on and played in another program. That's great. But he played small college football. Different speed, different cadence, different game, different size guys hitting you. All right. You got grown-ass men who are going to be hitting you on Sundays. It's a different world out there.
Let's hear from Drew Brees, Coles. Drew Brees, who you mentioned earlier today. This was Sunday Night Football yesterday when the Browns and the Falcons, definitely a Hall of Famer, Collinsworth asked him a question about the two-quarterback system because he would come off the field for Taysom Hill. Jimmy Garoppolo came off the field yesterday for Trey Lance. Let's get the Hall of Famers thoughts. The future Hall of Famer, Drew Brees, on the two-quarterback system.
You know, you have a little experience with playing with a quarterback coming in and you going out some. You know, we saw that at the end of your career. They're talking about that a little bit now in San Francisco with Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, here's the difference, though. Let's take the Saints' potential, philosophy with that, where you've got the starter in Jameis Winston and a Taysom Hill coming off the bench to get reps at quarterback. Taysom still plays a role at the tight end position. So even though Taysom's on the field, you don't know what position he's playing, right? If you bring Trey Lance on the field, and even if Jimmy's on the field, you now know what's coming, right? So it's not that Trey Lance is going to come on the field and play any other position other than quarterback. So I find that being the difference in maybe that philosophy. But if the idea is that you are trying to still have these guys compete, I think you have to designate a starter, and then if you want to build a small package of stuff for a guy, then that's a whole other thing.
It's Drew Brees yesterday, Sunday Night Football.
Let me counter that. If I've got both guys on the field, if I got Jimmy on the field and I've got Trey Lance on the field, doesn't the defense have to consider what Trey Lance is doing? If you're in the shotgun and I got Jimmy taking the snap and I got Trey next to me, what if I take the snap and I pitch it to number 5? He can run around the side and carry the ball. He can also run around the side and throw it on the run. Yeah. He can run it on the side and throw it back to number 10. Mm-hmm. So I understand what the future Hall of Famer is saying. Drew Brees, I'm not gonna say he's stupid, right? He knows what he's talking about. But I think Trey Lance on the field with Jimmy Garoppolo, I think some 49ers heads would pop off. Some fans' heads would pop off seeing those two guys on the field at the same time. And defenses would have to figure out, what am I going to do? Who am I going to follow? Is Garoppolo, if Garoppolo gets the snap and then they send number 5 out in motion to the right, someone's going to follow him. It could be a gadget play. It's Kyle stinking Shanahan. You got to consider what number 5 can do. So I wouldn't be surprised to see all these guys on the field at the same time.
888-957-9570. Do you want to see the Niners employ this two-quarterback system? That's where we're at right now. Shanahan has failed to name a starting quarterback. And I'm not mad at that. You want to play some gamesmanship. You just want to try it out against Detroit. You don't have to tell us a damn thing.
It's tired.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us a damn thing. Belichick's not doing it in New England. I kind of like it.
Bill Belichick.
He ain't Bill. He's not even close to Bill Belichick. That's for sure. But Shanahan's like, yeah, stop asking me. You're wearing me. Here's what he had to say on who the quarterback one is.
Guess we'll have to see. I mean, I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I said, all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
And here's what he had to say on using dual quarterbacks.
I think it's me trying to do it, just not knowing exactly when. I mean, they both know it's coming, but you just don't know when it's coming. So I wanted it to be pretty random, and at least doing it today felt pretty comfortable.
Is he running sprints when he answers these things? He's always breathing hard.
He is.
I don't know what I'm gonna.
He's talking fast too.
Maybe, probably, but maybe not.
I mean, Shanahan is something else at the podium, man. I kind of like it, but I got to tell you, Coles, the arrogance that oozes from, you called it professional arrogance. I'm going to steal that because that's the perfect way to put it.
That's what it is.
He walks on the practice field. Coles, I haven't seen anything like it on the practice field. He walks out there and he's smiling ear to ear. He's got a nice little walk. He's got the white shorts. He's got the swagger. And it's like, this guy feels like he can do no wrong. Yep. He can do no wrong. And he's just
Teflon.
He is Teflon. But as the kids say, he's all cap at the podium. He's lying to us all. He's lying to us all.
You don't want to get me started, dude.
He's lying to us all, Coles.
You know what? He knows what he's doing. He's got his game plan. He's the smarter than you guy. He's the guy who's got an
extra
trip.
Does that bug you?
It gets a little tiring, because he hasn't won, right?
Yeah.
He listen, he's really good at what he does. And he also fails in the biggest moments. Blew the biggest lead in Super Bowl history, right? By making the wrong calls offensively.
Oh, come on.
And he lost in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl as head coach.
I'll give him a pass for that. That's on Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's a head coach.
All right.
Hey, Shanahan, run the ball. You tell the offensive coordinator what to do. That's your team. And, by the way, Dan Quinn's defense blew the game. They gave up a 25-point lead.
All right.
So I give Shanahan a pass for that. Super Bowl 54, I'm going on Shanahan's bumper. The lack of timeout before halftime, first and 10 at the 49-yard line, minute 49, and you don't run the football. You say you don't trust Jimmy, but you have him throw it 4 straight times. I don't even want to go down that road again, Coles.
Are you sure? Because I'll go down the road with you.
No, let's not drive that. We got a long week.
I know.
We can do it on Wednesday.
I listen. Every week, it's a joy watching our offense.
Yep.
But I do think at some point it gets a little tiring that he's smarter than everybody else.
We're going to switch gears in just a second to Giants baseball. Dave Flemming will join us at the top of the hour. Talk about the Giants, a big homestand coming up for the San Francisco Giants. But let's rat-a-tat these calls here on the call log.
Oh, yeah.
Lori in Phoenix, one of the smartest 49er fans out there. Lori, good morning.
She's a troll on Twitter. She was trolling me on Twitter this week.
Lori's Twitter game is up there. I have been seeing a lot of Lori on Twitter. What's up, Lori?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Yeah,
Good morning.
I troll you on Twitter, Coz, because you don't ever make any sense and you don't say anything that anyone wants to hear.
Wow. That's not even trolling. That's just coming in hot. It is. That is not even a drive-by. That is like a complete connection right there.
Walk up to the porch and boom.
What am I supposed to do? You got to comment. I'm sorry. But anyway, this whole with you and the Mac Jones thing, I just don't know what your love affair with Mac Jones is. You know, people can get you can say what you want about, he's the king of preseason. So what? It's preseason. And we already knew Mac Jones was going to come into the league with more experience. It's all about the ceiling, and it's about what you want to be able to do with that quarterback. Mac Jones didn't fit what they want to do with the quarterback, with what Trey Lance is going to be able to do. Okay, so that's the reason they chose Trey Lance. Trey Lance has a higher ceiling. He's just...
How do you know that?
He's just...
You're just parroting whatever everyone else is saying. How do you know he has a higher ceiling?
Watch him in the game. Watch what he can do with his legs. You've got, in this league, what do you think Kyle Shanahan did this for? Look at the guys like the Russell Wilsons and the guys like, Kyler Murray still hasn't proven enough to me yet, but the guy can move. These quarterbacks that can actually move can make plays. They can extend plays. Now, but what Kyle really wants to be able to make sure his quarterback can do, instead of just running like a Kaepernick, who never came to – the reason he didn't do as well is because he couldn't throw the ball the way that Kyle wants a quarterback to be able to throw the ball. So that's what they're working on with Trey Lance first. I still think Trey Lance is going to be a great pocket passer, but he's going to be able to do the things with his legs that Jimmy cannot do. Jimmy right now is still your number one. Okay, I've been saying it all along. I've been telling Bonte this for weeks. Jimmy's the number one. But I do like what they can do with Trey Lance when they want to bring him in. And I think it's a great way to get him some experience. And by the end of the year, I think he's going to be ready to go.
All right, Lori, great call. Great call, Lori.
It was a call. Set it up. It was a call, but it wasn't,
Hey, 707, she ran you over and threw it in reverse, Coles. Guard your grill, Coles.
Yeah, she did. That wasn't even close like that.
No.
She didn't even come in with pleasantries.
No.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Let's talk a little Giants baseball. We'll get back to the 49ers, but the Giants, they have a big 7-game homestand, 2.5 up on the LA Dodgers, 4 starting tonight against the Brew Crew, the Milwaukee Brewers, and then 3 against the Dodgers this upcoming weekend. Let's talk to Dave Flemming, one of the many great voices of the San Francisco Giants here on the Morning Roast. It's Coles in for Butcher. Bonte's still here, Langford and Curley as well. We'll be back here on 95.7 The Game.
Switching and saving with your local Geico agent sure is easy. As easy as tricking a dog by pretending to throw a tennis ball but then hiding it. Yes, he knows this trick. Every dog does. But when he sees that ball, it's so exciting. His tail wags, his mouth waters. And so he runs to chase the ball you did not throw. So yeah, Geico. Contact your local agent and see how easy savings can be.
At the Honda Summer Sales Event, one summer adventure leads to another. Start with a great offer on a new Honda and be on your way to remote beach weekends, deep forest discoveries, and sunsets next to a campfire that you built yourself. For a limited time, well-qualified...
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not valid in a combo.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We can help you get started. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX and an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $34.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Bonte Hill from the Morning Roast, and you're listening to KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee with Bonte and Shasky. You've heard him call college football.
It cannot be closer and not be in the end zone. 4th and goal. Nolan will try to sneak it, and he pushes in. Amazing.
Wow. You've heard him call San Francisco Giants baseball.
So now Posey ranges away, and Bellinger throws it so high. Posey will come in to score. Yastrzemski over to third. That's how the Giants go ahead. 2-1.
But we all know the crowning achievement in his career.
Dave, baseball needs to take a page out of the ESPN Plus golf package. I'm dead serious.
Well, baseball is a little different. Golf, we do have a lot of players out there, a lot of shots to choose from.
He's our 95.7 The Game Giants insider.
To me, Buster is one of the top 10 catchers in the history of the game right now as of today, and that should be easily good enough to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Flemming.
It might be the longest intro in the history of radio, but it's a damn good one because Dave Flemming is a damn good announcer. Flem joins us as he does every single Monday, and he's brought to you by the County of Santa Clara and Gordon Plastering. Flem, good morning. I got Cosamore in here with me, Jim Cosamore, and he's just beating me up about everything, every single thing, even flat bill hats, curved hats.
Dave would wear a
it's
flat
just
bill.
like, yeah, Dave Flemming looks like a flat bill cap type of guy, right, Flem?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you got me pegged.
You should see Flem off the tips. Flem's about 275, 300 off the tips. You should see this guy on the golf course. Come on, Flem. You can hit it, right?
Somebody sent me a video of my golf swing the other day, and I looked at it, and I mean, it was a good shot. It was a beautiful hole. I was happy to have the video, and then I looked at it for a second, and I thought, I've turned into an old man. It was very sobering. I thought, oh my God, when did that happen?
Oh man, Flem here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, and let's get into it, man. Giants lose yesterday 9-0 to the Braves, and look, it's the first series they lost. They're going for their 10th straight series win, which is remarkable. They go 6-3 in this road trip, even though they go 3 to Oakland, which is not really, when you think about it, how far they have to travel for that, but a good road trip overall. And then now the fun begins here for 7 games with the Brewers and the Giants. Cueto on the mound tonight for the Giants, and Corbin Burns, one of those flamethrowers for the Brewers. And we saw them in Milwaukee just under a month ago, and they've got flamethrowers up and down that rotation, that bullpen. Flem, I'm going to ask you right off the rip. Should I be concerned about the Giants starting rotation? Webb has been good.
You should.
No?
I don't think you should. I think that I was really encouraged. I thought Gausman, even though it wasn't blow-away stuff, I thought Gausman pitched well. I mean, Atlanta's a really good team, hot team. Gausman pitched well. Logan Webb has become a dominator. I mean, he's on the list now of best pitchers in the National League at the moment. I thought Cueto threw the ball well in New York, and I've been encouraged by Alex Wood's performance, even though he hasn't been going super deep into games with great performance. I think Alex Wood's been fine. I think the Giants are okay in that way. Plus, here we are. The one bonus of this week in a lot of ways with the tough schedule is September 1st does come up here in a couple days. And so that at least gives you an extra arm or two, depending on how the Giants want to play it. I think the biggest concern for me has been not quality, but quantity. Giants just haven't been getting a ton of innings. You worry about that, spilling over into the bullpen and causing those guys to pitch worse. And for the most part, that hasn't happened. The bullpens continue to be excellent. So I think that's my biggest concern is, can you sustain the full pitching staff excellence? And I think they're going to be able to do it.
Flem, I'm looking at this week like it's Armageddon. You've got a really good Brewers team coming in for 4, and then, of course, you get the Dodgers over the weekend. How much am I overvaluing this week for the importance for what the rest of the divisional play will look like, or is this really going to be the barometer week for the Giants season for the final, month of the season?
Well, it could be a week. If you play great, it's a week where you can look back and say, that's where we did it. That's where because we are, it's the countdown now. We're in the final stretch starting basically today, as far as I'm concerned. And I think what that means is it is an opportunity, if you play really well, to just sort of put it away. And that, that's probably going to be hard to do definitively, but I think you could look back and say that was the week where the Giants got the thing really done. The flip side is, there's some danger in this week. For me, though, when you're 2.5 games up, 3 games up in the loss column, it puts the burden on the team that's chasing you. And that's the great position that the Giants are in. Banking all these wins is, even in a difficult week, they're in a position where the Dodgers have to come and get them. The Dodgers are the team that has lined up their pitching for the weekend. The Dodgers are the team that's maneuvering around other games on the schedule, which, frankly, when you look at what happened yesterday to them against Colorado and on Friday as well, maybe it's starting to have an effect on the Dodgers where, and I don't know if all of it's related to plotting out the schedule to load up their big guys against the Giants, but maybe some of it is. And so I think the Giants are in a good position. It's part of the reason why I think it's a nice idea the way that Gabe Kapler's done it here. Let's not, just change everything that we're doing. Let's not manipulate the entire week schedule just to get Logan Webb against the Dodgers. They're the team that's got to come and get us. Make them do it. If we just take care of our business, I think that's Gabe's philosophy, we're going to be okay.
Dave Flemming here on 95.7 The Game with Coles and Bonte on the roast. Joins us every Monday here on 95.7 The Game. Now, looking at this lineup here, we got some nicks and bruises here. Anything serious with Chris Bryant? Anything serious with Buster Posey? We did see him in the lineup Saturday, which was good news here, but it seems like the aches and pains are starting to hit this team a little bit, especially when it comes to the lineup.
Yeah, they are. It was 2 weeks ago, probably on Monday, that we were all talking about how, oh my gosh, isn't it great the full, what's the Warriors term, the full squad? The full squad's back and everybody's back. That lasted about a day. That's just the way it goes. And they are a little beat up. Posey's fine, but Chris Bryant, we'll see. If he's in the lineup tonight, I think you can take a deep breath and say, we got through it. Otherwise, I'm going to start to get a little more nervous about that one. I think, it's clear that because they took a scan and everything came back looking normal, it's clear that they got him out of the game before he, really did some damage. But if you start to pile up 3-4 days in a row without him in the lineup, then you do have to, I think at that point, you got to start to consider injured list options just to get another body here. Last night, yesterday afternoon in the game, because Estrada was optioned down and Donovan Solano is still sitting in a hotel room in New York under quarantine, Wilmer Flores is the Giants' backup shortstop right now. So they're a little thin on that roster at the moment. So that's where the Bryant thing, if he's not in there tonight, if he can't go tonight, then maybe you start to have to think about your options.
Can I stay on Chris Bryant? Because I thought it was a brilliant maneuver by the Giants to add him, and it didn't cost him an awful lot to get Chris Bryant for this. In a perfect world, if he is healthy, what does Chris Bryant do for Gabe Kapler as he can put a different lineup on the field, seemingly matching anything on a nightly basis?
Well, just to use the example I was just talking about, even in an emergency basis, you wouldn't want to run Chris Bryant out at shortstop, for a bunch of games in a row.
He played a little with the Cubs, right, Dave? He played one or two with the Cubs.
He played a couple games at shortstop, and that's to me, that's a really good example of what he brings to a team. Like, okay, Donovan Solano is in quarantine, and Tyro Estrada had to go back down to AAA. What if something happened? Hey, you know what? We got a guy who could slide over there and do it. That is a very comforting thing for a manager, because then you can maneuver around the rest of your roster. You can make all the moves you want and have like an emergency backup. And Bryant provides you that almost everywhere around the diamond. Pretty remarkable. So to me, it's, not just where you can play him, it's also what you can do with everybody else, because you feel like you've got that security blanket of, if something goes weird in a game, I have this guy that I can lean on to do something that maybe a lot of other players wouldn't be able to pull off.
Flem, we always talk about the Willie Mack Award once we get into September, right? Who's going to win the Willie Mack Award? It's a prestigious award within the club, right? Named after, of course, Willie McCovey. Rest in peace to him. But this year, I was just thinking about this on Saturday, when you see Logan Webb deal with the way he was dealing, and Lamont Wade Jr. and Posey's back, and Crawford's having an MVP type of season. The Willie Mack Award this year is going to be a tough one to give. Somebody tweeted at me and said, man, break off a piece of every part of that trophy and give it to everybody on the roster.
That's a fact. I haven't thought about that yet. Usually, it comes the last week of the year, and so that will be a tough decision this year. And the brilliance of it is, and why I think it has a special place for the Giants, is that the players and coaches are the ones who decide. That's one of the main things that I love about the Willie Mack Award, is that it's those guys down there in that clubhouse who make the decision. And so they kind of tell us. But I guarantee you those votes are going to be very close this year. There are going to be a lot of different Giants who get votes and support for the Willie Mack Award. I think the names you rattled off are really good ones. But, if I had to pick today, it would be hard for me not to go with Brandon Crawford. Not just for performance, but also in a year where the Giants have had to juggle the roster around a million different ways. The one guy who's been there just about every single day has been Brandon Crawford, and he deserves huge credit for that.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Game 1 starter. It looks like it's going to be Logan Webb as we look ahead. I know there's a big straight and there's stuff to look past the Brewers and the Dodgers, but if you had to flip a coin here, it looks like Logan Webb is taking that ball, man. What a remarkable second half for this young man. What a stretch for him since he's been back off the IL.
Oh, man, he is good. He is really, really good. You're seeing, now what you're seeing, to me at least, is hitters. I mean, we had a shot over the weekend of Freddie Freeman after he got a little doink hit or something against Logan Webb. Go to first base, and he was talking to Brandon Belt, and I think he was saying, "Oh my goodness, that guy." You're starting to see some of the best players in the game shake their heads as they walk back to the dugout. He's had stuff before, although his stuff has gotten better as he's learned how to manipulate the ball. But he also now has this confidence where there is no messing around. I mean, Gabe Kapler, it's a wonderful thing that Gabe tells us about the way they approach teaching Logan Webb to take this big step forward. And, basically it is, look, dude, your stuff moves so much. Just aim for the middle of the plate. It's not going to be down the middle. You don't have to you shave the corners with your stuff. And Logan has just turned into a guy who has been super aggressive with the way that he attacks hitters, and it's been really amazing to watch. He is the guy right now for the Giants. Now, that said, you got to have a couple in the playoffs. You need two guys, and that's where, Kevin Gausman has taken some steps forward, but still has some work to do. The Giants, one of the main priorities for the late season for this team is to get Gausman back to where they feel confident in a playoff scenario. He takes the ball. If it's Walker Buehler in Game 2 for the Dodgers, you got to have a guy who can go toe-to-toe, who can keep you in the game. And if it's Brandon Woodruff for the Brewers, or if it's Ian Anderson for the Braves, I mean, these are the exact teams that we're going to be dealing with come October. And that's why this stretch has been so fun for me. These are playoff preview games. And the biggest factor to think about when you're looking ahead to October is, how can we match up? And for the Giants, it's a different it's a different idea of matching up. They don't have to get 7 innings from these guys. They have a bullpen where especially in a playoff scenario where you got extra rest days, the Giants can be really aggressive using their bullpen in the playoffs. You don't need Kevin Gausman to go 8 shutout innings to have a long playoff run. But you got to have him effective from pitch 1. You got to have him as confident as he can be. And they're still not quite there. We're getting closer, but they're not quite there. That's the number one thing to get ironed out from here till the end of the year.
There's no doubt about that, Flem. Completely agree there. Logan Webb, just some numbers for you as we let you go. 4-0 in the month of August, Coles. 1.41 ERA in 6 starts. He's been dynamic during the dog days of August here, and in July he followed that up, too.
Not to cut you off, but the Giants are, it's not just his own personal record, but this is 13 starts going back to May for him, and they're 12-1 as a team.
Unbelievable.
Last 13 starts. So Logan Webb Day has become Win Day, and that is a really powerful thing. Giants used to have that with some of their studs over the years, and they've got it again right now with this guy.
There's no doubt about that. Flem, have a good Monday. This is a monster week. We're going to be watching Brewers for 4, Burns against Cueto tonight at Oracle Park, and then the Dodgers over the weekend. Should be a lot of fun. We talk to you next, I believe, Tuesday.
If you guys ranked all the pitchers in the National League and take the Giants out of it, your top 5 might be Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Julio Urias, Walker Buehler, and Max Scherzer in some order. In some order, and the Giants are going to face all 5 of those in the next 7 games. So it could be that the Giants are going to face the 5 best pitchers in the league all this week.
You just gave me a headache, Flem.
I know.
I know. A freaking headache.
When you beat them, it becomes much more satisfying.
No doubt about that. But I am packing the Tylenol this week, buddy. All right, have a good call tonight, man. We'll talk to you next week,
Flem. Talk to you all soon. Great.
Dave Flemming, presented by the County of Santa Clara. You can get vaccinated now for free at any of the drop-in locations, including Eastside San Jose, Downtown San Jose, Gilroy, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, and more. Call 211 or visit sccfreevax.org to find a drop-in closest to you, and presented by Gordon Plastering. The Bay Area is best for plastering, drywall, and fireproofing. GordonPlastering.com. 5 of the top 7 National League pitchers if you take the Giants out of it.
Yep.
This is big time, Coles. I don't think you said it was Armageddon.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not hyperbolic here. Nope. This is a monster week of baseball for the Giants at home. I want to see some 30,000 plus crowds. I want to see some sellouts here. This is huge.
I agree with you. I want the atmosphere to be a playoff atmosphere, and I get it. Not everyone's comfortable being there. If you are, get there. I think this is the kind of week that we all want to see as baseball fans. The Brewers coming in always fly under the radar. Nobody gives the Brew Crew any credit year in and year out.
Dude, Langford and I brought up the Brewers. When was that we brought up the Brewers, Langford?
Early on in the season, when we saw Corbin Burns doing whatever he was doing, like going through 58, I think, straight innings without walking a batter.
Unbelievable. And I was, was sitting here like the Brewers, man. I'm looking at the Brewers. Shaskey's laughing. And Langford pops on the mic and said, "No, Bonte, you're right. The Brewers are for real." And they're up 8.5 on the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, they're running away with the division.
Running away with the division. They ran away with it early on, and they're just holding on now.
Yep.
Now they're just fine-tuning things for October.
Yep. They're
Burns.
They're exactly doing what they wanted to do, and now they're honing themselves. But I don't think they look at this series and take it off. I think they look at this series to sharpen the knives.
Yes.
I think they say, hey, listen, maybe we're going to win our division, but we're going to show everyone else in the National League what's coming once we get to the second season, once we get to the real season. That's why I think these 4 games over at 3rd and King are going to be important. And when you hear about the pitchers they have lined up, like Flem said, we don't have to match up with anyone. Let them match up with us. Well, guess what? The Brewers just matched up with you.
They did.
And so did the Dodgers just match up with you.
No doubt.
So he asked, they got. Now let's see what happens over there.
Yelich hasn't even got going for the Brewers. He's been banged up. He's trying to find his timing here. That's the thing. If he can get going and playing like the MVP he was a couple seasons ago, look out for the Brewers because, they got Hader. And the Giants miss Hader in Milwaukee a few weeks ago. Remember that great series over the weekend where the Giants won 2 extra inning games?
Yep.
They won in dramatic fashion. Right fielder drops a baseball on La Stella hit. Bryant comes around to score. La Stella ends up at third base, and then they go to extras. Brandon Belt has 2 home runs in a game. Like, that series was epic. That's one of the best series all season. And the Brewers are probably thinking, we didn't even have Josh Hader.
Yep.
He's coming in the ninth inning. So 4 against the Brew crew and then 3 against the Dodgers. The Dodgers. Isn't this great for baseball? Isn't this great for the West Coast as well? Dodgers, like ESPN last week, right? Mm-hmm. Dodgers are playing the Padres, and ESPN is pumping up it's the Dodgers-Padres, the best rivalry in baseball. It's the hottest rivalry in baseball. It's like, the Padres got to do something first.
Killer. Exactly.
Right, come on.
Easy killer. I love their uniforms too, ESPN.
Yes.
All right, they're all cool. I love Tatis bat flipping, stealing bases up 7-0. I love all that stuff. But don't start saying it's the new hot rivalry.
Right.
There is one rivalry on the West Coast. It ain't Angels-Dodgers. It ain't Mariners-Diamondbacks.
Wow.
It is Doyers. It is Gigantes. That is the only rivalry West Coast in baseball. Hear it now, believe me later. That's just the truth. So you better start focusing in on that stuff. That's the kind of stuff that needs to be on a bigger focus, whether it's MLB Network. And I know they got a little A's love last night with the Yankees in town, but let's not kid ourselves. They were there to see the Yankees.
Yep.
The A's just happened to be the vehicle with which they used to see the Yankees.
No doubt. And a lot of Yankee fans at the Coliseum. Although, man, last Thursday, I still can't get over the fact 8,000 for an A's Yankee game.
Yeah,
that used to be a series where you get at least 100,000. Whether it's a 3-game series, if it was a 4-game series, you may be getting 150,000 over the 4 games. You're sad what's going on in Oakland, but anything that concerns you about the Giants as we move into September here is August 30th. They're up 2.5 on the Dodgers. Again, they're the first National League team. This one blew me away, Coles, when I saw this last week. The Giants are the first National League team since the 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers. The 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers to have a winning month every single month of the season so far with a winning percentage over 600.
That's pretty good.
The first team since 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers, first National League team since the 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers to have a winning percentage every month of the season through the first 5 months of the season with a winning percentage over 600.
Well, that's all well and good, but you don't carry trophies. You don't carry trophies now.
Here we go.
PS,
can I get my Capri Sun, please?
And PS, the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals were the team that won the World Series that year.
That's true.
So you can tell me all you want about the Brooklyn Dodgers. You can tell me all you want about how they're doing great month in and month out.
The great Pee Wee Reese.
You got to win once you get to October and unfortunately now in November. P.S. Major League Baseball, can you please lessen the number of games in your regular season so we don't have to play with frost on the fruit trees in November when players are, it's 42 degrees and players are wearing, ski gloves out there just trying to stay warm and they're long johns. That's the only problem for me with Major League Baseball. It's 162 laid out the way it is. It's far too long of a season, and you don't get the best players in their best mode because you're playing in November.
So what do you do? 100-game season?
I go
110.
What is it? What did it used to be? 156? That's a 6 fewer games. But they also had doubleheaders on Sundays.
Yeah, I've always been a 162 guy. Growing up here, was it 144 at one point, 151 or something like that?
Maybe go 144. AAA baseball was 144 for the longest time. Might still be 144 right now. Go 144. Hey, how about this? Start in April, and at the end of September, play your playoffs in October. You're done. Let's be done by the middle of October.
No, let's be done at the end of September.
You
like
want the
that.
whole thing done at
I actually, you know what?
Play it till
back.
August, and then September is your playoff month.
I take that back. I want August to be the playoff month. It's hot. It's humid.
I don't want August to be a playoff month.
I want the World Series Labor Day weekend.
Nah. Well, that's an interesting call.
Excuse me, Labor Day, the week of Labor Day.
Because that's the week before the NFL starts.
Exactly.
So you could own it.
Exactly. You don't run. You could dominate August with the playoffs because preseason football, let's be real. We're watching a quarter and a half, and we're checking out.
That's
Do we really
true.
care about the guys who are
That's true.
Like, I'm getting older here. I got a kid now, Coles.
Yeah.
I can't be checking in on the 70th man on the roster anymore. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
You don't have your 3 deeps at home when you're writing your charts?
I can't worry about Jalen Hurd and Juwan Jennings fighting for the wide receiver number 6 spot.
I got to see Judd. Clinton Dix, cross it off.
You know what I'm saying? I can't worry about the 4th-string safety, whether or not he's going to be a special teamer. Just let me know when the final 53 is out. If you have baseball, the playoffs of baseball, in the month of August, you can own August. It's all yours, Major League Baseball. And then you have the Fall Classic, The Fall Classic.
Yeah.
Right there, the first week of September. Right before week 1 of the regular season. It's nice weather. You don't have to worry about the snow. You don't have to worry about guys biting their fingernails because they're so cold. You do it right then and there.
April, May, June, July. That's only 120 games. You're playing 30 games a month. You need to play 140, 150 games.
Give me 30 games a month. Give me 25 games a month, Goes. Give these guys a day off.
The best I can do is give you a September playoff. I can't give you an August playoff.
Come on, Goes.
You can't do it.
What is this, Pawn Stars?
It is. It is.
The best I could do is give you 144. That's final.
I know. That's about the best I could possibly do. But if you have a legitimate season, and people can talk about all the records they want, I'm not sure records have the same meaning now that we've gone through the steroid era of Major League Baseball. We've gone through the Jackrabbit era of Major League Baseball, where I'm walking out there and I've got warning track power because of the type of ball they're using right now. So it's a title. It says Titleist 2 on the side. So I don't think we have to worry about the records as much. But I would love to see them shorten the season and make a lot of these. Make the games more important, and then make the playoffs at a more palatable time, because you just can't keep playing all the way in through November.
I agree.
Into
I
November.
agree. I'm fighting for August playoff with September. Month of August is, come on. It's dominated by preseason. Dominated just like the NBA. The NBA should start around Christmas. Don't even get me started on that.
You're going to change everybody's
I'm
sports
changing
calendar.
everybody's score. Come on. I got the perfect sports calendar. These other leagues can't compete with the NFL. The NFL is squashing everybody.
NFL
you know
is
who else?
unbelievable.
And you know what else is squashing people? College football. Now, I was out on week 0. I'm not waking up to go watch Illinois in the post-Tom Osborne Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I did.
It was awful.
I had it on.
Nebraska's terrible now.
Go IU or U of I.
U of I with a lot of fighting a lot. You don't even know what they are.
I don't even know what they are. I was born in the state of Illinois.
Right. You don't even know if Lovie Smith is coaching that team anymore.
That's a good point.
You know
He's
what I'm
not,
saying?
but that's a good point. Brent Bielema.
And then 12:30,
Bielema.
baby. Yeah, 12:30, baby. Let me go get the popcorn and get the snacks ready for UCLA versus Hawaii.
That's right.
The fighting Chip Kellys.
Go Rainbows. I'm a Rainbow Warrior, myself.
Well, I used to bet on the Rainbow Warriors, a late night game, the last game of the night.
That's the problem game.
That's the problem game.
That's if you've got a problem. Because all day long, you're trying to figure out how you did. Right. I need to make it up. Who's Hawaii got tonight?
Bet the over in the Hawaii game. Late night
football.
Football, baby. Or it's the cherry on top of a nice Saturday.
Yep.
But you couldn't even get UCLA fan out there. There was 15,000 people at the Rose Bowl.
That's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing when you have 15,000 at a game and it starts this early. You just don't need that. You don't need that. It doesn't help the game.
Does it?
It's not the official kickoff, week 0.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything for the fan base.
You can't give me one ranked team this weekend. I'm not, and I love college football more than anybody at the station. I'm out on week 0. You don't give me a ranked game? Can I get like the number 23? Who's number 23? Is LSU number 23 this year? Well, they're playing UCLA
LSU
next
might
week.
not be playing for a while after that hurricane goes through. Ida's taking care of business down there.
Our prayers go out to everybody down there in the deep, deep South, man. That is ugly. A lot of people lost power in New Orleans. Over 1 million people lost power in New Orleans with this hurricane. So hopefully everybody gets right down there in the dirty. 888-957-9570. We're talking Giants baseball. Let's shift gears back to the 49ers. Oh, no. Before we do that, Kels, I got to bring something up to you.
Okay.
Since we're talking baseball.
Yep.
See what Javi Baez did yesterday?
I love what Javi Baez did yesterday.
Heard what he said after the game.
Love what Javi Baez said after the game.
So basically, to everybody who missed out on what's going on in New York City, why would anybody care about the New York Mets, right? The Giants sweep them. Dumb bit.
Exactly.
Done with the Mets. You won 5 of 6, move on.
Yep.
But Javi Baez, who was traded over from your Cubbies, goes to New York City. He's big friends with Francisco Lindor. He's a free agent after the season. Mets fans have been booing the crap out of them. They've played terrible.
Yep.
Owners sit down and tweets talking about they're unprofessional at the plate.
Do you like that? Do you want your owner doing that, by the way?
I grew up with Eddie DeBartolo, man. I love that. You own the team?
Yeah.
I'm a Steinbrenner guy.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to talk your talk, talk your talk.
Exactly.
He puts his money where his mouth is. He spins on the players. Play hard. Have better at-bats.
I got to tell you, there's something about it where I think, you know what? My owner's in it. My owner's in it like I'm in it.
He's tweeting.
Exactly.
He's got to win the fans over.
Exactly.
So anyway, Mets fans have been booing him left and right. We heard the Fire Rojas chants when they pulled Tawan Walker against the Giants, and the Giants won that game 3-2 with a Crawford double off a loop. But Javi Baez and the Mets have this new celebration, a thumbs down celebration. where Javi Baez after the game basically said, look, they want to boo us. It puts more pressure on us. Why are you booing us? We're trying hard. But you know what? Whenever we have success, if we hit a homer, we hit a single, a double, we're going to go thumbs down because we're going to boo the fans whenever we have success. We're going to boo the fans. We'll get that sound in a second because we'll play it in its entirety. But Javi Baez basically said, we're going to boo the fans anytime we have success. Are you in or out on this?
I'm totally in for the market he's in. Just to give you background on Baez, he comes from the Cubs, where he's an integral part of a team that won their first World Series championship in 108 years. Javi Baez will never have to pay for a meal or pay for a drink, pay for his mortgage in the city of Chicago. He is loved, even when they loved him as look how cute he is at second with a snap tag and all his great defensive moves. We don't carry boots at 16 times a year. He's got the cute snap tag, and then we move him to shortstop, and then we see him swinging and missing a bunch of times, but he's Javi Baez, and he won us the World Series. Everything he did, it was looked at as the greatest thing that's ever been done by a second baseman. And so he never had to worry about getting booed. He would swing from the heels 0-2 on a pitch. The 59.5-foot curveball, right. He's swinging from the heels at that bad boy, and he's out on strikes. But no one ever booed him. No one ever criticized him. No one ever got down on him. He goes to New York, and, man, they boo you if you just run out to your position the wrong way. All of a sudden, people are giving him real feedback in real time. Sorry, he's not used to that. So I see exactly what he's saying. I think it's the perfect market to go and do that in. Go to New York. You boo those guys. Boo them back.
Wow.
Boo them back.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. I'm booing you back. I say good on you, Javi Baez. When's the last time somebody at Third and King booed a Giant?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I can't think about A.J. Pierzynski, maybe? Did he get booed? Had to be A.J. Pierzynski.
Do you know he's loved everywhere in Major League Baseball?
Except for...
But here. Yes, this is the only market that hates A.J. Pierzynski.
Cannot stand him. Now, the Mets play at home Tuesday against the Marlins.
Must-see TV.
Must-see TV. Here's what Javi Baez also had to say. He said, we're not machines. We're going to struggle 7 times out of 10. It just feels bad when I strike out and get booed. It doesn't really get to me, but I want to let them know that when we're successful, we're going to do the same thing to let them know how it feels. If we win together, then we got to lose together, and the fans are a really big part of it. In my case, they got to be better. I play for the fans, and I love the fans. But if they're going to do that, which is boo, they're just going to put more pressure on the team, and that's not what we want.
You ain't in Chicago anymore, baby.
Well, that to me, look, I was in on Javi Baez doing a celebration. After reading that quote, I'm not on it, Coles.
Come on, man. You got to be in on it.
This is orange slices, fruit snacks, participation trophy era type
Welcome
of chatter.
to today's professional athlete.
I can't deal with that.
Welcome to today's professional athlete.
You're in New York
City. What do you think the NBA is? That's the whole. That's the NBA is built on trash like that. Not on the game on the floor. It's everything off the floor.
Dude, this is just. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around this now. When I read, I didn't see that quote last night. I
saw it. I ate it up with a spoon because I didn't want to miss a drop.
I mean, I love the fans, but you're going to put more pressure on us for striking. Like, you're in New York City, big boy. You're playing for the Mets.
No.
You're a pro baller.
No. Orange slices.
This is what happens.
Orange slices.
Javi Baez.
I want participation ribbons.
You get no Capri Suns. You're not a lovable loser anymore with the Cubs. You're a New York Met. I mean, if I'm the owner, I'm the GM out there in Major League Baseball, and I read these quotes, there's no way I'm paying Javi Baez $100 million. What? Oh, he's going to get all sensitive when we boo him for booting a ball at shortstop. No. You want to boo the fans? What? You haven't done anything in New York City to come out here and have that clout. What is Pete Alonso saying?
You stick up for yourself, Javi Baez. Don't let those evil ne'er-do-wells of Met fans come down on you, rain down on you with boos. I want support. Today's players aren't used to this. Today's players need the arm around the shoulder, attaboy kid. Give him an attaboy.
Oh, man.
No one gets poked with the stick.
Coles, what is happening to you?
Are you kidding me? That's every league. The NBA is that league. No one can criticize anybody in that league. Everybody in that league gets a Capri Sun. This should be the Capri Sun League. Major League Baseball is that way. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Javi Baez, Sandy Alderson, Mets president, former an A's legend. A's legend basically said, you know what? These comments and any gestures by him or other players with a similar intent are totally unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Mets fans are understandably frustrated over the team's recent performance. The players and the organization are equally frustrated, but fans at Citi Field have every right to express their own disappointment. Booing is every fan's right. All those Met fans taking a 7 train to Queens to go to that dump Citi Field to go watch that product, they're lucky all they're doing is booing. They're lucky they're not throwing their Coca-Colas on a diamond.
Wow.
I mean, and we got Javi Baez talking about, we're going to boo the fans back once we get a hit. Well, you know what? There's not going to be too many thumbs down gestures because the Mets are only getting about 4 hits a game.
He ain't the only guy thumbs down, and his teammates are thumbs downing as well. You know what he's doing? He's bringing the unit together. You watch the Mets go on a run right now. They're going to be a playoff team. You watch them go on a run as they thumb down everybody.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Before long, the fans are going to start thumb downing, and then everyone's going to kumbaya together. You watch it. Javi Baez is going to be the soothsayer with that thumbs down gesture.
Nothing like talking junk after beating those mighty, mighty Washington Nationals, who are 15 games behind the Atlanta Braves. Mets right now 7.5 behind the Braves in the NL East at 63 and 67. And you want to start booing the fans once you get a hit every 15 at-bats. Let's go to William in Oakland. William in Oakland. You like what Javi Baez did?
Gentlemen?
What's up, William?
Nothing. I gave decent comments on football, but this one right here is throwing me off, guys. Man, Baez he's a commodity, and they have signed players that are not producing. That being said, New York is a big product, man, and I think Baez, they need to listen to what he's doing, man. I know it sounds stupid, but the thumbs down, you can't boo players when they're trying. They're fielding the best team that they have. That's all I have to say, man. I literally think that they're fielding the best team that they have.
Come by the station. I got some orange slices for you and a Capri Sun, brother.
Thanks
I'm with
for the
you.
call, William.
I'm with you.
Oh, my gosh. Javi Baez. Look, you got your diamond earrings in. You're out there swagging. You're swipe tagging. And you're talking about, it's too much pressure. You booed me. You're putting too much pressure. Again, you're not at Wrigley Field where it's okay to lose 100 games and everybody's just having a good time.
100 years later, and I'm still going to ball games.
Right. This ain't Wrigley Field.
Nope.
This is the real major leagues right here.
Yep.
You're playing in New York City. And you're talking about thumbs down?
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Javi Baez? What is he batting right now? Let me pull this up.
Since he's gone to the Mets, he's hitting 207. And he homered in his first game as a Met. And so everyone's like, oh, this is great. Look what he did. Right. Rizzo homered for the Yankees. Look what he did.
He's batting like under 200, too.
He's a pretty good player.
He
is. Yankees are for real.
Yeah,
I know
Rizzo's
the A's got him the last 2 days. That Yankee team.
They're legit.
They're marauders. They're marauders.
legit.
Yeah,
they're legit.
They're 1 through 9. They're as deep as any team I've seen.
Well, Javi Baez hit a home run yesterday. It's 26th of the season. It's second with the Met.
Boom.
Second with the Met.
Give him the thumbs down,
Francisco
Javi.
Lindor, 224. After signing that 13-year deal for over, I don't even want to count the money. Pete Alonso, he's actually been playing well since the All-Star break. I like Pete Alonso. He can hit. Conforto, 215. Kevin Pillar, 212. He's a fan favorite here in San Francisco. Go figure. Look at their rotate. Like, who is Javi Baez think he is going to a new roster saying that we're going to boo the fans?
You know what?
They're lucky to get fans at Citi Field. Seriously, how many people went out to Citi Field yesterday to watch the Nationals and Mets on a Sunday morning,
30,000.
Sunday afternoon?
Come on, 30,000 at least.
They had 24,000 yesterday. 24,000.
Not bad.
Maybe 24,000 idiots to go watch that team. I wouldn't watch that team.
Wow, look at you ripping. See, you're ripping fans too. What's going on?
I am ripping fans. They should really boycott Citi Field now. They should not go to the games and go watch Javi Baez. Now, if you're Stephen Cohen, hotshot, multi-billionaire, he's got a bunch of money. He's got the black card, the unlimited black card, all the stuff.
He does. Richest owner in baseball. Richest owner in sports, I think.
Wow. Even richer than Steve Ballmer.
I think if it's not, then he's number 2
right
to Ballmer.
there.
That's a good neighborhood. Hey, if I'm in that neighborhood, that's a hell of a neighborhood.
I'm doing pretty good.
I've done well.
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm just fired up to be here today.
That guy.
What do you do if you're Stephen Cohen? Do you re-sign Javi Baez? You're like, you know what? I like that. Way to stick it to the fan base.
That's a good question.
What do you do now if you're Steven Cohen? What do you do now if you're a fan? Like, Javi Baez is going to walk to the plate and get destroyed by boos.
You know what's interesting, though? Two of the most vocal owners about their teams are the two richest owners in sports, right?
Right.
The two got Ballmer, he can back it up,
Yep.
$16 billion in his wallet. And Cohen is not far behind if he is behind him. And both of those guys are going off on their teams.
It's unreal. Let's go to Ryan in Morgan Hill. He's got a little nuggy nug for his coach.
Let's hear it.
What's up, Ryan? You're on the roast.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We can't complain.
Good. Yeah, I definitely was guilty of booing A.J. Pierzynski, but I do remember going to the Giants games after they won the 2014 World Series where Santiago Casilla was struggling, and Bochy would continue to bring him in from the bullpen to close out games, and the strong majority of fans there were booing on the regular. So,
Really?
oh, yeah, Santiago Casilla.
All righty. Because I don't remember a lot of booing going on at 3rd and King.
There hasn't been a lot of booing going on at 3rd and King. By the way, a lot of people call it Baez soft on the text line.
Yeah.
415. This is soft. Fans are going to roast him. 408. 415.
S-O-F-T.
Yeah, thank you, Dante Whitner. Hunter Strickland got booed. 209. That's probably cool, but he probably did get booed out here. But I get your point, Coach. Not a lot of people down at 3rd and King getting booed for the Giants here. We'll see what happens with Javi Baez out in New York City. 888-957-9570. We're going to shift gears back into football. Trey or Jimmy? Do you like the 2-quarterback system? Do you believe Shanahan will deploy this system against the Detroit Lions September 12th? Preseason is over. I want to hear from the fans out there. And if you're a Raider fan, Niner fan, did you have a good time last night or yesterday at Levi Stadium? A lot of Raider fans down there at Levi Stadium seemed like a good time. I didn't see any fights. I saw a lot of high fives. I saw some ribbing here and there, but I thought it was a good time. I want to hear from you if you went down to the game yesterday down at Levi Stadium. 888-957-9570. I got Jim Cosamore riding shotgun with me this week for the Butcher. Joe Shasky, he's taking a vacation, even though he's texting me. Probably sent the text in the last 30 minutes about what you said about Javi Baez and orange slices. More coming up. Your phone calls here. 888-957-9570. More coming up on the roast.
Oozing with swagger.
Afternoons with Damon, Ratto, and Kolsky from 2 to 6.
Kyle Shanahan, he needs a guy who knows the offense and can run it. And until Trey Lance can do that, Trey Lance is a backup. And I know
Those TV rolls got me on Charmin Clean Took-It. Cheek to cheek, feeling oh so shook-it.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Creamy nut butter makes it delightfully sweet. Roasted nuts make it perfectly salty. Get 2 great tastes in one delicious bar. Enjoy a Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bar today.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee, featuring Jim Kosamore.
Hear it now, believe me later. That's just the truth.
With Bonte and Shasky.
Oh, I like this. I like this, Lang. I like this nice guy. Little Prince, baby. Let's go.
Solid Prince. I saw him at halftime of the Bears-Colts Super Bowl.
What a flex.
That was a flex.
That was a big flex.
In the rain. I was there.
Is it purple rain?
This is good. Look at you.
Sorry.
Look at you playing the obvious game. This is good Prince, but it's not the best Prince, but it's good Prince. I'm a Morris Day and the Time guy myself. But you can't go wrong with little Prince. This is a talented cat.
Dang, you had to waste your money on that Super Bowl, huh?
Too soon. Too soon on that guy.
Rex Grossman. Is Justin Fields better than Rex Grossman? Call Chicago right now.
The Bears, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. Rex Grossman got a bad rap.
Oh.
A bad rap.
Oh.
Bad rap.
Cozy.
You look at their first like 6 seasons, Eli Manning and Rex Grossman's numbers are almost identical.
Coles, don't do that.
I'm just saying.
You don't want to get me started, dude.
Coles, don't do that. Not today. And we're not talking about Rex Grossman at Florida.
Could be, probably, maybe not.
We're talking about Florida Gators, right? That Rex Grossman, yeah, he was decent. He was pretty good down in the swamp, down in Gainesville. The one who played at Soldier Field?
Maybe, probably, but maybe not.
Download the Odyssey app. Discover hundreds of new exclusive music stations available now for sports and music fans by sports and music fans. Check out Troy Hughes Stadium Anthems. Get amped for the big game with the best tracks from rock and more. The new Odyssey exclusive stations on the Odyssey app. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. Don't forget to download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news, updates, as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. 888-957-9570. Trey or Jimmy? Did you see enough from Trey to have him be the week 1 starter? And what do you think of this 2-quarterback system? Coles, your thoughts on the 2-quarterback system?
Well, we'll get to the 2 quarterbacks in a second. I think we have to start with one v the other. And I think if anyone is being objective about quarterback play through the 3 preseason games that we get to see, now we don't get to see every practice, but the actual live bullets that are 2s and 3s that a lot of these guys are seeing, it's quite clear that Jimmy Garoppolo is an NFL quarterback right now who understands NFL schemes, NFL reads, and understands how to throw NFL passes. And Trey Lance is this Trey Lance is that he's that big dog that you have who you love him. He's going to be your great best pal sooner or later. But he's kind of flopping around. You know when you have visitors come to the house?
Right.
And the dog can't be controlled. He's jumping all over the place. He's so excited. He's jumping all over the people coming in. Exactly. He's happy. He's exciting. He's fun. But he's not the total package yet. So if you're just looking one v the other, anyone who's objective in this thing, you've got to say, I think the 49ers are a team that could win a Super Bowl this year, and there is only one quarterback who can win a Super Bowl for them right now, and he wears the uniform number 10.
What do you think about the practice stats where Jimmy Garoppolo threw pick after pick after pick? Pick sixes against the Chargers in the joint practices. Jimmy looked like Jimmy. I'll give him that. He looked like Jimmy. Showed me some toughness as far as the throwing arm, as far as the offense, the scripted plays. Yeah, let's see when the plays are not scripted. Let's see what happens after the 15th snap or the 25 snapper. What does Shanahan do? Well, it was some odd number that he scripted, like 27 or 32.
He's smarter than everyone else.
He's just like, all right, dude. All right, let's stop, Shanahan. Let's stop with the nonsense. But here's what Shanahan had to say about dual quarterbacks. Or, you know what? Let's stick with the quarterback one. He did not name a starter yesterday because he was asked again after the game, and here's what he had to say.
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I said, all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
So I do believe Jimmy will probably be the week 1 starter. Does he give you a better chance to get to the Super Bowl? Probably, but it's not as
it's clear.
You know,
cut.
if I put it at 70%, Trey will probably give you a 60% chance.
No,
it's
he
not
wouldn't.
a big.
No,
I guarantee you,
no,
if Trey Lance, if Trey Lance started, right now Vegas has the Niners the over/under win total at 10.5.
Okay, I'll take the over. By the way,
taking the over.
I'm taking the over because I know number 10 starting. But go ahead.
Right. If Trey Lance started, I guarantee that number maybe drops to 9.5.
Yep, I agree.
One game.
Yep.
That's it. One game. Think about that.
That's the difference between making the playoffs and being the team that gets ready for the draft early. That's the difference maker.
One game.
And that one game is the difference between making the playoffs and having a run at the Super Bowl and being a team that ends up getting ready for the draft. And I'm telling you, there is a difference. Listen, no one's saying that Trey Lance can't play the position. He can play just can't play it at the NFL level yet. He can't play it at the playoff NFL level yet. He certainly can't play it at the Super Bowl level yet. All right?
It's not there yet.
And it's going to take a while.
He may get there by November.
November of 2022.
December.
You're right.
Because
I said this on this stage. Let me tell you, I will say it again right here for everyone to understand.
Wouldn't you say it's Scrub Saturday?
Yeah, I said it on a Scrub Saturday, so it doesn't count. It's like batting practice. It's like batting practice. I've got home run power in batting practice, but then when you get in the game, it gets a little weak. I said it on the weekend, so I'm going to say it now, so it actually goes on the record. The first significant start for Trey Lance in a 49er uniform is going to come in September of 2022. That is when he's going to get his first significant start, barring whether or not they have a playoff spot already wrapped up week 18, game 17. They might throw him a little bit of something on the side and say, all right, you get the final game start like they did Mahomes in Kansas City, but that's your storyline.
And that's when Adrian Peterson said, when I saw him throw that ball.
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh, my God.
Said, Alex, you in trouble. And that's what happened when Jasky and I went down to practice in Santa Clara. We saw Trey Lance throw that ball and said, oh, Jimmy G's in trouble.
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh, my God.
Jimmy G's in trouble. It's in trouble. 888-957.
It's like a movie with you guys. Did you guys instantly fall in love? Like the everything slowed down and the flowery music started when you saw number 5.
It actually did. You know what? They were playing. What were they playing down there? Seacoast. You wouldn't be bumping this in whatever you're driving. Some souped up, BMW / Benz. It probably costs about $200,000. You could buy a house in Arkansas for it. You could probably, I mean, you're driving a house right now, Coles. That's how you rolling.
Come on, man.
When we saw Trey Lance step up in that pocket and throw that ball, Shask and I thought, oh boy, the future was pumping. They were playing the music down in Santa Clara, and I was like, oh, it's slowing down. And you could just see the reaction of his teammates whenever he dropped back, whenever he ran out the pocket. They're like, oh my, we haven't seen this down in Santa Clara before. Oh my. And then you watch Jimmy Garoppolo. You watch him grind through a 15-play drive. You're like, man, it's kind of like watching paint dry, man. This is so dull.
Wow.
Ding, 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 ding. Not even a dunk, just ding, 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 ding. Let me just throw 6-yard passes here, 7-yard passes there. Yeah, we're going to win big games by doing that in 2021. I feel you, Guru. You're falling asleep when Jimmy G's at quarterback. And you see number 5 trot on the field. It's like, oh, here we go, baby. You got the potential for big plays.
No.
It's like Rodgers. It's like Watson. It's like Mahomes.
How many big plays did we see in the preseason? We saw one against the threes where he threw the ball 43 yards in the air against the threes. Other than that, we didn't see the spark. The Chariots of Fire music, thank you, 702. The Chariots of Fire music did not get started when you guys walked on the field and saw Trey Lance walk by. It's not that girl, all right? Sorry. He is not going to be the guy who gets you to the promised land this year. We have to get it through our heads, everybody. You know what, though?
Coles.
Because I think Kyle Shanahan is a stick-it-to-you guy, he will do what you said. Game 1, Detroit.
Right.
Trey Lance runs out with the ones, takes the first snap and gives it to Mostert, and then here comes Garoppolo to run the rest of the series.
Oh, man, 5-1. No, Bonte, stick to basketball. It's the first time I ever heard that. He usually told me to stick to baseball. And then the baseball fan says, you know what? Stop talking sports.
Wow.
I get it from all angles, Coles. Get it from all angles. But you talk about the big plays that we see from Trey Lance. Did you not watch the Charger game?
I watched
Did you miss the Charger game?
I watched it.
Did you miss the throw to Church Surfield?
Oh, my God.
2-minute drill?
You guys. You and the 2-minute drill. What is it with you? The guy has one okay throw against the twos, and you're like, oh, my God, I got to get him. Hey, where's his jacket for Canton? Hey, do you have him in the 49er Hall of Fame yet?
Not yet.
Is he on,
not yet.
What is it, Faithful Way? What's the Faithful Mile?
Faithful Mile.
Is he on the Faithful Mile?
No, not yet. I'm not that guy. I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You know what I heard?
Can you just be...
Here's what I heard. I heard they're replacing, you know how they have the Montana and the Clark statues?
Yeah, I walked right by it yesterday.
The exact distance, from the pass.
23 yards.
I heard they're changing that to the Trey Lance pass for 43 yards that went for 80 yards in the score. I heard that they're replacing that on the Faithful Mile.
Well, you got to tear down the gate because, he was on the left hash mark and he threw it all the way to the right sideline. So you're going to need some space there, Coles. I'm not sure there's enough space down there in Santa Clara to do that, but I like where your head's at right now. I do like where your head's at.
My gosh.
Don't forget that the Morning Roast Twitch is brought to you by Xfinity, and don't forget to vote Save California. Californians can return their recall ballots through September 14th. Just put your completed ballot in the postage paid envelope, sign it back and return by mail at a drop box or in person. Learn more at vote.ca.gov. 415 Jimmy G is Captain Checkdown. Captain Checkdown 2.0, 925. Jimmy wins games. Whether he wins with sleepy plays or not, Jimmy is the better option this year.
True.
He may be the better option early on. He may be.
This year.
It's early on. I'll stick with that. Early on.
From the 408, Jimmy lowers the boom for the rushing TD. How many people in the stadium gasped at that? You know what? I think there are more people who are hoping that he kind of got up slow.
I think so, too.
I think you're one of them. I think Guru's one of them. I think Shamari is one of them. I listen to you guys.
Throw Shasky in there.
Shasky is part of it.
You guys are BFFs because he came out there for elevator.
I know, exactly.
But Shasky was beating the drum, too.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, what are you doing? Look, I thought from my seat, I said, Coles, oh, my Lord, what is he doing?
I know.
That's what I thought. I was like, dude, it's a preseason game. You're going head first.
But we heard Cam on this very show on the Morning Roast. He said that's why guys want to play for Jimmy. That's why guys want to play for Jimmy. He owns the locker room. The most important 49er in the locker room wears number 85.
No, actually wears...
and number 85...
And 97.
And number 85 loves number 10. That's all you need to know. 85 loves 10. 10 is going to get the start. He's going to start the rest of the year.
Well, you know what?
Psychopaths.
85 needs to tell 10, hey, I've only got 14 touchdown receptions in the last 4 years. Travis Kelce has 34. I need to throw it to me more in the red zone.
Go talk to the offensive line. Don't be afraid to keep your quarterback upright.
Oh.
Keep your quarterback upright.
Oh, Kelce.
Keep your quarterback upright.
Kansas City? Just go out of bounds. You won't tear your ACL.
That's... When I'm tough, and I am Jimmy G. When I'm Jimmy G tough, I'm taking on a secondary. That's why he lowered the boom at the goal line. All right?
I'm starting to think you're a real orange slice guy, Coles. Getting soft on me here.
Are you kidding me? The guy took on a defensive player when he blew his knee out. He's tough. That's why his teammates love him.
You can be tough, but you got to be smart. You got to have it upstairs. And when you hear Trey Lance talk, when you hear him speak to the media, I get smart. I'm like, wow, this guy's intellectual. He knows what's going on. But you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM and HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. Download the Odyssey app and listen to our interview with Dave Flemming back at 8 o'clock to talk about a monster week for the San Francisco Giants. 7 games, 4 against the Brewers, 3 against the Dodgers. That's happening at Oracle Park, Third King this week, and the Giants are seeing nothing but flamethrowers all week long. They're 2.5 up on the LA Dodgers, so don't forget to download that app. Let's hear from Jimmy G on that touchdown run.
Just get in. Knew it was 3rd and goal. Thought I was going to get in a little easier than that. Hole kind of closed quickly, but you got to do what you got to do to get in.
Got to do what you got to do to get in. How about Jimmy G on a 2-quarterback system?
Yeah, you definitely feel it. I think even with me and Trey running on and off, the tempo was still pretty good. So there's a couple of times getting to the line where they're still making calls and things like that, and you could tell it was tough on them. So that's what we're trying to do.
Here's more on the 2-quarterback system from Jimmy Garoppolo. He's short-winded. He's not long-winded like Shasky and I.
Yeah,
I think that in and of itself benefits the team. I mean, we had 2 successful drives with it, scored on both of them. I mean, it's tough for defenses to handle that. I've never been in that situation, but just seeing it firsthand here today, it's hard on them. So, whatever's best for the team, I'm here for it. Just it's one of those things. Whatever's best for the team, you got to get behind that and be a part of that. And I think that makes for you as the best player you could be too. So, it's all tied together. We're all in this thing together, and we'll see where it goes.
Love Jimmy G, but this is my problem with him. You're too nice. You're too nice, bruh. Whatever's best for the team. No, you know what I want him at that podium? Are you the quarterback number one? Do you feel like you should be the starting quarterback of the 49ers? And you know what? If Steve Young's up there at that podium, if Jeff Garcia's up there at that podium, if you work with Bill Romanowski, you know what Romo would want as a linebacker? I want my quarterback to go up there and say, I'm the QB1. I helped this team go to the Super Bowl in 2019. This is my team. I don't like the two-quarterback system. Jimmy's now lying to the press. He doesn't like this. Coles, come on, man.
Listen, I don't know.
You got nothing. Yeah,
no.
First time you didn't say anything.
I got so much on this. This is driving me nuts with you. He should be up there pounding the podium. He says he's the number one quarterback without having to say he's the number one quarterback. He's not going to be bothered with these really wussy questions of what do you think of the two quarterback system. Listen, we get it. Everyone, I know. Everyone's so soft with your questions. Jimmy doesn't have time for the soft question of the media. Jimmy is just going to say, all right, I'm going to give you the couple of minutes I have to. He's doing what he's supposed to do. The NFL would fine him if he didn't.
Talk about a drive-by.
And then boom. And then he's out the door. He's like, what are you guys looking at for crying out loud? Is it a two quarterback? Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll give you some.
A little running and a little throwing?
Yeah. Boom. Exactly. That's what Jimmy is doing. He's rope-a-doping these guys. He knows he's the starter. The team knows he's the starter. He doesn't have to flash and dash anybody.
Here's what Trey Lance said on a 2 QB. What a drive-by, man. Wow, he got a duck from those bullets. Trey Lance on the 2 QB system.
I was prepared for it, so I think Jimmy was too. Same thing. I'm sure he answered it the same way. It's one of those things where we had repped it, like I said, so it was good to get game reps and kind of really see how it really feels.
What was the rhythm like going in and out of the lineup, Trey?
It's fun. I trust Coach Shanahan, and I know Jimmy does, and our whole team and locker room does. He's going to find ways to get the guys that need the ball and do whatever it takes to win games. It was a ton of fun for sure. It was good to get into rhythm, and obviously those drives when we were going back and forth, ending up with Jimmy scoring that first touchdown was a lot of fun.
All right, and here's what Trey had to say about his preseason, a preseason in which didn't impress Jim Cosemore.
It was a ton of fun. Learned a lot and still continuing to learn. I'm just super thankful to be here, thankful to be in this organization, in this locker room. And I think things have been going well in my estimation. So going to continue to try to get better and learn as much as I can throughout this season.
That's Trey Lance.
You know what? I will say this about Trey Lance. He sounds like a likable guy.
Doesn't he? He
sounds like someone who you want to be around. He sounds like he's excited to be here. He sounds like he wants to be a part of what's going on here. He hasn't been beaten down by the media, and you root for a guy like that.
Right.
And in 2022, when he begins starting games for the 49ers, I'll be rooting for him. But until then, wear the headset. Nate Sudfeld have the arm warmed up and ready to go.
Oh, you're not going there.
And we got it.
Who was on last night? Because I'm getting text messages. Somebody on last night here.
Not me.
Somebody on last night. Yeah, no, I hope not. Somebody apparently thinks that if Jimmy does go down, that Sudfeld's going to be the second string quarterback. And it's crazy because we just got a question. Do you think the 49ers are going to keep 3 quarterbacks? You believe they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks because of the rawness of Trey Lance?
I think, yes, that they will. Wow. They gave Sudfeld guaranteed money. They're going to keep him around. And you did that because you know you are going to need a competent backup at some point in the season. And you don't know if your rookie's going to be ready.
Oh, gosh.
Now, there's a difference between having a guy like Trey Lance come in with a Trey package, and there's a difference with asking him to start games like if Jimmy's out for 3 games with a high ankle sprain, it might be easier to go to Sudfeld because he's an NFL quarterback. Now, if Jimmy's healthy, it might be easier to get Trey involved by giving him a Trey package. Hey, Trey, these are the 5 plays you need to learn how to run. Get to know them. We're going to call those 5 plays when you're out on the field, and you're going to get the speed of the NFL. But if Jimmy goes down for 3 or 4 games, I don't know if he can handle that.
You're not winning many games with Nate Sudfeld. I got a better chance of winning right now with Trey Lance.
Okay.
And I think Trey And I think Trey showed that he can handle a package. He was a primarily a pocket quarterback in his preseason. You haven't even seen.
You just got done telling me look at all the physical things he can do running the football, how it looks so much different when he's running and the defense has to worry about the running. And now he's a pocket guy?
No,
now
the
he's a pocket guy.
The RPOs. Mostert had lanes to run in. Those running lanes, you could have got 5 yards in those running lanes yesterday in the RPO.
I got a good first step.
You got a good first step, but the threat of Trey pulling that football like he was Tommy Frazier has defenses petrified.
Tommy Frazier
you like
pull?
that pull?
You're going with the Tommy Frazier
kids.
pull?
Hey, kids, all you kids out there who are driving don't know who Tommy Frazier is. Go back to 1993, 94 Nebraska.
Number 15?
Number 15, baby. Ran the option, baby.
Yep.
Tom Osborne's Nebraska Cornhuskers. Let's go. Come on, Tommy Frazier. That's real
pull.
Nebraska football.
That is.
Not the stuff we saw last Saturday against Illinois with Scott Frost. What the hell was that? I woke up to that, said, baby Ches, let's go on a walk. I'm done with this. I had to turn the TV off.
Man, they were not good. And they were, at one time, Nebraska was one of those programs that year in and year out.
Blue blood.
Right? It was a blue blood, and they're not anymore.
They're in the Big Ten. It's a joke.
It's a joke that they are in the Big Ten. You are correct about that. But they're a farce of a program.
No doubt about that. Let's go to Rich at Fremont. Rich at Fremont, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, Bonte? What's up, Big Cole?
What's happening, baby?
Hey, man, you know, I got to keep it shaking around here, man. Love the game yesterday. I think, when it really comes down to week one, you got to go with Jimmy G. He's the guy. He showed some grit yesterday, running that touchdown in. But I saw some bright spots with Trey Lance. I think he's definitely the future, but right now, Jimmy's the guy. And I tell you something, I love the running of Jermichael Tasty Hasty. Oh, my goodness. Boy was getting it done yesterday. Hey, Bonte, I need to have you back on my podcast, man. I'd love to have you.
All right, one of these days. Do it,
man. I did the podcast.
I did the podcast, too.
It's a good show.
But Shu called in sick.
What?
Shu big leagued me.
Oh, man.
So it's just Rich and I for 30 minutes. It's like, damn, Shu, I come on a podcast, you would have called in sick? He comes in,
That's weak. That's weak sauce,
That's weak
Shu.
sauce.
That's weak sauce.
That is weak sauce, Shu. Very weak. 888-957-9570. Wow, this show has flown by.
I know.
Already in the 9 o'clock hour.
I know.
Feels like I've been here for an hour.
Man.
Is the sun up? Sun looks like it's up outside.
It sure does. I'm surprised. I'm in absolute agreement. 3 hours have gone by. I barely blinked an eye.
Langford, you're going to get in on something?
Yeah, you just gave like a 3-hour take in the first 2 minutes of the show by essentially saying, no, they're not going to run the dual threat system.
That's right.
Put that argument to bed. Yeah. It's done. It's like, Coz, it's 6:02. Still got 3 more hours. 3 hours, 58 minutes left of this thing.
Dude, I speak truth, baby. I speak truth to power is what I do when I come out here. So be ready.
My guy emptied a clip in the first 2 minutes and then pulled a drive-by on the Bay Area media.
Man. I know. Well, Lori, Lori came up in my grill.
She did.
I'm just trying to be nice.
We needed that today.
Wow.
We needed that today. You needed to be humbled because you've been coming in here hot. 888-957-9570. Because a lot of people in the text line believe, hey, this isn't real, the 2-quarterback system. They're not going to do this in the regular season. They've been doing it at practice. As my boy Harry Bearson said on Twitter, 49ers spent way too much time at practice into the preseason working on the rotating quarterback system for it to just be fake. They're actually doing this. Who knows? It might be a disaster, but it makes for one of the most compelling seasons of 49er football in recent memory.
But that's followed by the 707. The 2-quarterback thing is a fake. They're not going to do anything of that on Sunday. They're just trying to throw it in Detroit's head. They're never going to use that scheme. Not going to do it.
You believe that?
I think that the way they ran it yesterday, I don't think they're going to do that. You're not going to see a series start with number 10, and then on second or third down, number 5 is going to come rolling in.
I don't know.
I just don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know. We'll play some more Shanahan sound because I believe Shanahan may try to do this.
Who is it? Neil O'Donnell and Slash.
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah. Right? It's going to be that. That's what they're going to have.
All right, let's break here. More of your phone calls coming up. 888-957-9570. That's what's coming up in the game. Brought to you by MB Jesse Painting. Is your business high-rise or HOA in need of quality painting now that teams are returning to offices? MB Jesse Painting offers the most trusted painting services in the Bay Area, completing projects on time. Get a free quote today from the Bay Area's painting experts at mbjesse.com.
Hang out with Steiny, Guru, and Dibs. Weekdays from 10 to 2.
Learn more at kp.org/thrive.
Appointments as available and appropriate. Features available from Kaiser Permanente facilities.
Start fall with everything to do business better during Dell Technologies Labor Day event. Save up to 45% on select business PCs with Windows 10 Pro. Power your workday with savings on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and other accessories. Plus free shipping on everything. Do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL for business specials during Dell's Labor Day event.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? You're probably looking for some fuel treatment. It cleans your fuel system to help your engine run smoother, and that means better gas mileage. Right now, you can get 2 bottles of Lucas Complete Fuel Treatment for just $8, plus a $1 bonus reward if you're an AutoZone Rewards member. Not a member? Don't worry. We can sign you up fast right here or on AutoZone.com. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's the Home and Auto Bundle Extrava Festa Save-a-thon, the annual year-long event where you could save big by bundling Home and Auto with Progressive. So big that we're kicking things off with fireworks, a monster truck battle, a fighter jet flyover, and it wouldn't be a party without the Home and Auto Bundle Extrava Festa Save-a-thon dancers. You can't really hear them, but trust us, they are working it. So come for the fun and stay for the savings. Only at Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle Extrava Festa Save-a-thon.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Church's has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders or classic style chicken and spicy or original with sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Church's Feed 6 starting at $20 deals. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Now, back to the Morning Roast, presented by Timeless Coffee, featuring Jim Cosamore.
So you're wrong, okay? Let's just start with that, Snickers. So you stay with me, all right? You stay on my side because I know what I'm doing.
With Bonte and Shasky.
Damn. How many of those type of jobs you have with Coles? It's never wrong.
Yeah.
She's coming in hot on a scrub Saturday, a mediocre Monday, a scrub Sunday, tomorrow with a terrible Tuesday. I mean... Wow, Coase.
You guys are awful.
That was just some audio that we caught in his house of Coase yelling at his dog.
It is true. That is my dog's name, Snickers.
Is it really?
True, yeah. That is true.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Don't forget to download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news updates as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. So I got to ask you this, Coles. This is just random, and we'll take your calls in a second. 888-957-9570. See you guys lining up here. Have you ever gone somewhere where somebody said, yo, are you Jim Cosamore? And you go, no, who's that? Have you ever done that before?
I've never done that.
Really?
I've never done that. I've never done that. The only thing that comes close to that is if you're somewhere and someone says, hey, you look familiar. Who are you? And I usually say it's usually like at my daughter's school. I'll say, my daughter goes to school here, so I'm usually around. You probably see me here. That's it. But I never say, like if someone says, hey, you're Jim Cosamore.
Or look, hey, you look like Jim Cosamore.
Then I'll usually say that. Well, I do say it's me.
All right. So yesterday,
I don't fool anybody.
So yesterday, go down to Levi Stadium, and then I go down there. We're sitting in our seats, section 227. And this kid, not even a kid, he's a big boy, Diego, walks by, sits with his brother Azul, or excuse me, his brother Zuri. His name was Zuri. Zuri and Diego come down, sit in their seats. They scoot over, like, hey, we got some other friends coming. We're going to be right here. Oh, good. Goes, by the way, you look like a guy named Bonte Hill. I'm like, Bonte? What the hell is a Bonte? I'm like, who's that? They go, you listen to sports radio? I was like, no. It's like, well, it's a sports radio guy. He should be a writer, this and that. I was like, maybe I should start using his name to get some perks. Like, go right on. And they go, right on, man. You look just like him. So then he keeps looking over. Like, a couple plays go by, keeps looking over, goes, man, you sure you're not Bonta Hill? It's like, dude, I just moved from Frisco, Texas, man, like last year.
Look at this guy.
I'm from Frisco, Texas. I was a longtime Cowboy fan, but Jerry Jones doesn't know how to run a team, so I threw in my Cowboys gear. I threw it in the trash, and I like how you guys roll out here in the Bay.
Liar!
I'm a Niner fan. I'm a Niner fan now. So then my girl's like, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. I'm like, all right, I'm going to let it ride. And then he keeps looking. He goes, man, you sure? So Diego, we go, pull up a picture of Bonta Hill. Let's see what he looks like.
Oh, no.
So he pulls up a picture.
That's not good.
He pulls up a picture. He goes, look, man, he looks just like you. I was like, man, that guy's handsome.
Hey, good-looking man.
That guy handsome.
Good-looking man.
What else does he do? He does sports radio, huh? It's like, yeah, man, he does it with this guy, Butcher Boy. Joe Shasky, I like those guys, man. I met him in the parking lot a couple times.
That's hilarious.
So then I just start laughing. And he goes, come on, man, are you pulling my chain? I'm like, oh, yeah, man, Bonta Hill. Oh, man, I knew it was you.
See?
I had to do it, man. I had to do it. He left it open. I didn't want to big league him or anything like that, but he was so jacked up. And I was like, Diego, you really listen to us every morning? He goes, yeah, man, every day, man.
That's
you work
cool.
with this guy? I was like, man, that's cool. It's like, I feel sorry for your ears, man.
Hilarious.
You're rolling with me in the morning?
That's hilarious. That's cool, though. That's cool when people are nice about it. And 99.9% of the time, people are nice about it.
They are really nice
about it. That's really cool.
They are really about it. Ricky in Antioch, he was a Raider fan. And he told me that he had surgery on his hernia. So the last 10 days, he hasn't been listening to sports radio. And he said it's the most, he said, the last 10 days, I haven't been stressed at all. And then next thing you know, I turn you and Shasky on, and my anxiety goes all the way up. Why do I do it to myself? It's like, I don't know why you do it, Ricky, but it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you.
Poor guy with the hernia surgery.
With the hernia. With his
Easy, man.
Yeah, his Raider jersey out there, standing out there in the sun.
What was it like with the Raiders and Niners? Did we have any fisticuffs in the
No
stadium?
fisticuffs. I thought it was a great environment.
Good.
I thought it was a great environment. I saw the tailgates. It was packed.
Good.
It was packed at Levi Stadium. Parking lot was packed. A lot of Raider fans out there cheering on their teams. Cheering on their team, I should say. I didn't see anything bad happening. Nothing.
No, nothing bad. It was a good atmosphere. Everyone getting along.
I thought it was
good
great
people.
atmosphere. Good people.
Because I do think Raider fans get a bad rap.
They do.
I used to love going to the Coliseum.
Yep.
I'd get to that parking lot early. I'd do a lot of events for the Raiders. Had a great time. Never met fans who were getting in my nugget or I thought were threatening in any way, shape, or form.
Nah, I'm with it. A lot of games in the black hole.
Yep.
They're all good.
They're good
They're
people.
all good.
All those characters that get dressed up that are scary looking. They do great pictures with kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're real family oriented.
Right.
And you see how many different generations of Raider fans that you used to see at those games, from little kids to grandparents, man. And you know they've been coming in for years and years and years. And if you're walking by, they're offering you something. So I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of them.
The Raider Nation rides for the silver and black. No doubt about it.
But sooner or later, here in the Bay Area, all those people who are silver and black, those kids that you have and their kids, they're going to start wearing a red.
Uh-oh.
And that Raider thing, it's going to go by the wayside.
You think so?
This whole market is going to go from, we got a lot of silver and black, we got a lot of red and gold. It's going to start, the red and gold is going to start to overtake, and then sooner or later, you're just going to see dots and dots of silver and black.
Do you feel like the rivalry's still on? Did you feel like that Sunday? Like the whole battle in the Bay used to be a lot of fun, a lot of
remember when they had to
talk?
stop? They had to stop the preseason game.
I was at that game.
See, exactly. I went to that game too, and I was scared in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not the biggest fella in the world.
No, you're not, Coach.
And I was scared.
It was. Yeah, that was a scene.
Yeah, that
the
was
entire
a different
second half.
time.
Yeah, Niner fan fighting Niner fan. Raider fans fighting Raider fan.
Yeah.
There were some bullets flying in the parking lot.
There were.
It was.
Someone was pulling the gat, and the next thing you know, it was
duck cover.
Yeah,
exactly. It was like, get the hell out of here. And so the NFL and basically Goodell, the company said, we can't have this. You can't play each other.
So I do think it's cool that they're playing again.
Right.
Because I do think there is that natural, rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have, maybe I didn't have the same sense of the rivalry because I think John Gruden's team is not very good, or at least the team that showed up. If we're just going to say, well, they only ran their twos, they didn't start their regular quarterback, they played Nathan Peterman, if we're going to go with that theory, their twos are incredibly far behind the 49ers twos, okay?
That was terrible.
Just to let you know, the 49er twos are pretty good.
Yes.
And the Raider twos are not very
They don't look good.
And that took some of that sense of rivalry away from me. I wish we could see. When's the last time they played a significant game? I mean, the last time they were on that very field, the Niners kicked the hell out of them.
Yeah, with Nick Mullins at quarterback.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football.
It's
awful.
31-3.
34-3.
There you go.
34-3. It was awful.
Was that the one where Kittle makes the catch over the middle of one-hander and then goes, 70 yards for the score?
Yeah, yep, that game. And then Mostert had a big run. He actually broke his forearm that game, but he had a big day. That's when you saw the speed of Mostert. Langford, get in here, man. You wanted to say something.
Yeah,
here.
Mostert had like 7 carries for 8,000 yards in that game. He was just doing whatever he wanted. And yesterday, man, when I was watching that game, and I get what John Gruden is trying to do. He doesn't want to get any of his players hurt for, week 3 of the preseason. But I just felt bad for the Raider fans that were there because you're not seeing any of your team. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who wants to go back and try to look this up, but I'm just going to guess that Nathan Peterman is the first quarterback in the history of the NFL to play every single offensive snap in the preseason because they didn't even bring in another quarterback at all. I felt kind of bad for the fans that were there yesterday.
That's disappointing. It is. It's sorry because you do want to support your team. Right. And Raider fans, like you said, the Raider Nation's going to show out.
Yeah.
And they did, but the Raiders didn't show out for them. And I'm not saying you're supposed to play Derek Carr the first half of the game. But I am saying, give him a little crumb. Give him a little feel. Compete a little bit better, John Gruden.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Were the Niners trolling them, by the way, when they had that big poster out front? It said, what did it say, faithful to the Bay?
Yeah. They've
like
been doing that for the last couple of years now since the Raiders moved down to Las Vegas. It's been John Lynch said something, too. It's like, hey, come out here. We're the one team in the Bay Area, man. We're faithful to the Bay Area, taking a shot at the Raiders. But Langford's right. Seeing Nathan Peterman out there and people are paying top dollar for a preseason game, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and who are the Raiders to do that? Oh, we're going to bench everybody. We're the Raiders. You haven't made the playoffs since 2016. You want to talk about not having any win this season. John Gruden hasn't been close. That's been close.
No, this is year 4 of
year
that
4.
debacle.
Year 4.
You better make the playoffs this year, big boy. I know you got a 10-year deal. But sooner or later, Mark Davis is going to be scratching his head. But you know what? This just occurred to me. I should be angrier at Raiders, Niners, because why do the Jets and the Giants get to share a stadium and it works out for those guys, and we couldn't get the same damn thing done here in the Bay Area for our two teams?
Don't know.
Why couldn't we do that? Who's at fault for that? And the NFL helped the Jets and the Giants get their deal together, and they've been playing in the same stadium for a long time back to the Meadowlands. Why couldn't we do that here and still have our two damn teams in town?
Depends on who you ask. There's a different answer. Niners get the blame here. Raiders get the blame there. NFL gets the blame here. Yeah. Politicians, councilmen down in Santa Clara get the blame there. I don't know. I don't know.
It really stinks because
it does stink.
Because, and I get it. You know, if you're a Raider fan, you can jump on the hour flight to Vegas in the morning. There's a 6 and a 7 a.m. flight. You're going to get there. You're going to have some fun. You're going to go to the game. You're going to jump on the 9 o'clock flight and get back and go to work on Monday. I understand that because I've been in that I've been in the Oakland airport on those Sundays and seen loads of Raider fans ready to travel, whether it's to Southern California or wherever that game is. So you're going to do that. But we got really royally screwed as a sports region by not having the two football teams. The commission, I like the commissioner. I'm one of the few people who like
he's won me over with the way the pandemic draft.
I like
where
it.
he was sitting there on his couch passed out.
Exactly.
With the whiskey in his hand.
Totally love it. That's funny stuff. I love it. I'm a fan of his. I'm angry he didn't get the two sides in a room and smack their heads together like they were the Stooges and said, listen, we're getting this done because I need two teams here in this market that can control two teams.
I do miss having pro football every single Sunday here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a lot of fun. Let's go to Cruiser in San Jose. Cruiser, long time no talk, man. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's up, Coach? Welcome back.
Thanks, man. Good to be here.
Hey, real quick, I think that going back to the whole two quarterback system, you know how Kyle likes to get you. You know, we talk about all the time when a game gets blown or something doesn't go right because he was trying too hard. You know, I really think he's going to do it because knowing what we know from Kyle. he likes to pull out surprises, and this is the perfect opportunity to try something. Because if it doesn't work out and we lose the game, there's no consequence. I think of it like a comedy routine, right? So when you're working on new material, you don't just jump out there with the joke as you wrote it down. You gotta go to different little clubs. You gotta massage it. You gotta work it out. See what works, what doesn't. Does it need to be shorter, longer, pauses, and whatnot? So you polish it up. So then when you're ready, you go on the national tour. You go on your big spots, your Netflix and your Comedy Central specials, and that's really what Kyle's doing here. He's really just testing it out to see what works, what doesn't, and then he's going to spring it out when he feels he has to. If we need to win a crucial game, or just to kind of throw them off balance if they're taking too much away from us on their defense. So we're going to see it again. He doesn't just do these things just to do these things to mess with us. There's a method to his madness, and sometimes it seems like more madness, but we're going to see this again. So don't write it off. Thanks a lot, fellas. Good.
All right, man.
Thanks, Cruiser. Good call.
Yeah.
Madness. That's what Shanahan wants to cook up. Madness.
Yeah.
I think he's having fun with this.
Oh, I think
the whole
so.
quarterback one thing, not answering it, saying we have a great idea. I'm not going to give you the answer just to help out your content or whatnot. I think Shanahan's having a lot of fun with this, Coles.
I totally agree with you on that one. I think that's part of maybe keeping it light in the long, extended, the day after day grind of the training camp and the preseason to get to the regular season. And to hear Jimmy G and Trey Lance both address it in a more lighthearted way. No one's upset, no one's angry, no one's bitter. I think it tells you that everyone's kind of bought into what's going on right now.
Yeah, let's see what happens week number 4 if the Niners are rolling into week 4, 1-2. And they're still rolling out this 2-quarterback system. Let's hear how happy people are in Santa Clara. See how happy this locker room is. Let's hear from Shanahan on using both quarterbacks.
I think it's me trying to do it, just not knowing exactly when. They both know it's coming, but you just don't know when it's coming. So I wanted it to be pretty random, and at least doing it today felt pretty comfortable.
So he said he wanted it to be random. Do you believe that was random yesterday with the way that was rolled out?
No. I can't think that all of a sudden in the midst of a drive, he says, excuse me, Trey, you want to get your helmet on? And can you just run this play in, and then you can tap Jimmy on the shoulder and come out? These guys know what's coming. You're not going to surprise guys that way. If you did that, Jimmy Garoppolo would have looked far more flummoxed when he was coming out of the game than he did. I think these guys know exactly what you're doing. I saw one of the texters say they don't script games in the preseason. Really? Come on. Maybe you're not better than that. I'm going to tell you I'm better than that. Yes, they do script things. Okay? They do script what's going on. They want certainty.
Right.
That's what all pro teams want.
Yeah.
Certainty, not fluctuations. Boom. That's what you do.
Who's the quarterback number 1, Kyle? Who is the starting quarterback with the 49ers?
Guess we'll have to see. I don't like playing this game, but everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm not just giving the answer just to satisfy the question. I think we got a pretty good idea, like I've said all along. I think our team does, and we're pretty good with it as long as I can keep surviving press conferences.
Shanahan's podium game this training camp has been on point. He is trolling. He doesn't want to answer the question. He doesn't have to answer the question. He really doesn't. Now, media members could keep asking the question. Got no problem with that. They're doing their job. You got to shoot, right? Shooters shoot.
Right.
I believe Cam Inman's a shooter. I believe these beat writers down in Santa Clara, they're shooters. You got to ask the question. You got to ask the question, Coles.
Are you second-guessing not taking Mac Jones with the 3rd overall pick? That's
not.
The only question you have to ask the guy.
They should. Coles, I need you at the next presser. Can we make this happen, please? I need you down in Santa Clara. Take the NBC Sports Bay Area truck, pick up Coles over here on Battery Street, and bring them down to Santa Clara. This is a question that needs to be asked because I want to hear the answer.
Running and a little throwing?
Yeah.
I will do it.
It's one of the most legendary interviews in Bay Area history.
It is, sadly. Sadly.
No, it's not sadly.
My claim to fame is that miserable debacle that was.
Probably it's not the top of the resume, but it ain't bad. Hey, remember this interview? Pop this in. I know how to conduct an interview. Shanahan, and look, he doesn't owe anybody anything about the quarterback, about who should start, who should not start. I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. Like, I want Shanahan to roll into Detroit without us knowing who the starting quarterback is and give Trey Lance the first play of the game. And then try out Jimmy G for the next 5. How funny would that be?
That would be hilarious. Actually, I would applaud him for that. I would applaud him for that if he has, especially if he just handed the ball off to Mostert. If Trey Lance starts the game, comes in and takes the snap and gives it to Mostert and then trots off the field, I think that's hilarious.
That's next level arrogance.
That is.
Speaking of Mostert, let's hear from him on having 2 quarterbacks running in and out of the lineup.
When Jimmy commands a huddle, he wants to make sure everybody's doing their job, doing their assignments, and when he gets a play call, he understands, hey, he'll tell somebody, hey, look, I'm looking for you on this play, so you better get open. Or he'll say, hey, Heem, take off, and just go ahead and run. The same thing with Trey. When he's in there, too, he's doing the same thing. He's learning a little bit more from Jimmy, and you just see him growing. Even in practice, he's doing the same thing. He's just growing and becoming more and more like Jimmy, too. So, yeah, it's fun.
Mostert, what is the benefit of having 2 quarterbacks who can play?
Between the 2 quarterbacks, you get a little bit of everything. You get more. Jimmy is the pocket passer, making plays and stuff like that. But then you also get with Trey, he could do run and pass, and so can Jimmy, as you saw today when he scored that touchdown. But yeah, it's nice to have both the quarterbacks in, and just get a feel for both of them, man. It's truly a blessing.
All right, let's not get fooled by this touchdown run by Jimmy Garoppolo.
What do you mean?
Number one, he almost got his neck broke.
It was the roughest run of the day.
Yeah,
the toughest guy in the field was your quarterback.
He almost did something foolish and went head first into 2 linebackers at the goal line. He's lucky that was a third-string defense, Coles.
He got under the pad level.
What if that was Denzel Perryman? What if that was Denzel Perryman? What if that was Max Crosby waiting at the goal line? Jimmy, what are you doing going head first in a preseason game? So let's not get fooled that Jimmy Garoppolo is all of a sudden going to be pulling his football on the RPOs and running a rock. That's not what's happening.
No,
if it is, you're in trouble. Trey Lance is a guy who could give you that, but he also could give you some passing, like the dime he threw to Jalen Hurd yesterday, and Jalen Hurd dropped it, Coles. These guys can't catch a pass. Like North Dakota State wide receivers never had a problem catching Trey Lance's passes.
Oh, man.
It's North Dakota State.
Maybe we should go get that. Maybe we should go get some North Dakota State
You might
guys.
have to. I've never seen NFL guys with all the glue on their stickum. I mean, they put Fred Biletnikoff is sitting there thinking, man, if I played this era, I thought I had stickum back then. It's nothing to what these guys are wearing, and they can't catch a pass. Turn up the velocity on the jugs machine, Coles. Okay, you're going to sprain a finger here and there. It's football. We're going to talk about toughness. It's football. Trey throws too hard.
How about having a little touch? How about putting it in a spot where a guy's not going to get his head taken off? How about putting it on a guy in stride so we can get a little yak? That's what I'm looking for from my quarterback, and I'm not sure the small college guy that they gave 3 number 1 picks for is ready to do that.
You ain't getting yak with Jimmy.
Oh,
he's
you're
throwing
going to get
behind.
some yak.
He's throwing behind. Oh yeah, you know what?
He's
are.
tough. He stays in the pocket.
You know what?
He gets the reads.
Coles, you're right, because he's going to play action pass and dump it off to George Kittle for a 3-yard pass and let him do all the work. George Kittle runs for 50, 47 after the catch.
Wait a minute. Trey Lance throws a 40-yard pass. We're calling it an 80-yard bomb that he scores.
A 45-yard pass.
It was a 40. It was 42 in the air, according to PFF.
Jimmy doesn't even try to throw that ball.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't even try to throw. You know what Jimmy does? He hits Ayuk on the crosser for 15. Instead, Trey says, you know what? I'm throwing this over the top.
Joe Montana can still make that throw at 60. Today, he's making that throw. Don't make that throw sound like that was a transformational throw. He also got sacked 4 times in that game. By the threes, I might add. If he's getting sacked 4 times by the threes, he's holding the ball too long. Wow. Young guy can do that at North Dakota State against small college players who are my size.
Oh, stop.
Okay, he can do that.
That's the Alabama of SES, North Dakota State. You go play North Dakota State. You go look at the banners.
Isn't that the tallest midget in the room? The Alabama of FCS? That's the tallest midget in the room.
Hey, man, you go play James Madison. That's big boy football right there.
Don't go up against Montana thinking it's going to be an easy Saturday.
It's not. It's not. It ain't no picnic in Montana.
Eastern Illinois.
The Montana Grizzlies, baby. Ain't no picnic playing them. 925, Bonte, you're so negative. Please don't root for the Niners in the Super Bowl when Jimmy takes us there. I'm not negative. I'm just calling it like I see it. People just don't want the truth.
How do you see it?
I see it like this. If you start Trey Lance.
I'm going to give you truth serum. Who do you start against the Detroit football Lions, the Detroit Lie-Downs who stink on ice?
You could start if
Who do you start?
If Trey's your future, if he's the future,
yep,
and he could do more things with this playbook, I am starting Trey Lance number 5. And I'm saying I know he's going to make some mistakes, but he's going to learn because he's a smart young man who adjusts quickly. He knows how to correct his mistakes. Jimmy Garoppolo's going to throw the no throws. Ain't no different than Trey Lance. Jimmy Garoppolo's going to throw the no throws. And then if I start Trey Lance, I know, okay, if he's struggling and he's not ready, I have a very good backup. I have the best backup in the NFL in Jimmy Garoppolo.
$25 million a year backup.
Hey, it is what it is. I just traded 3 first-round picks to go get Trey.
So you figure you're saying you got this great backup. Why not roll the dice with another guy and see what I can do with it?
Absolutely.
This is the exact decision that Jim Harbaugh made.
The upside.
And you know what?
It worked.
He lost.
It worked.
Jim Harbaugh lost.
It worked.
He lost in a Super Bowl by putting a guy who didn't have the right skill set to win the game. He made 3 bad decisions to throw to Crabtree in the same play in the same corner.
It was terrible play calls, Coach.
Kaepernick can do anything he wants with the ball.
Coach.
Kaepernick can do anything he wants with the ball.
How was number 21 Frank Gore not touching the rock? That's
I
play
don't
calling.
disagree there.
That's play calling.
Step up to the line. If you're a quarterback, you call an audible.
You're down 28-6 in that game. Alex Smith ain't coming back.
Hey, if China doesn't blow up the electrical system, they get beat like 48-6. All right, there's a 47-minute gap in that game because the Chinese, the communists are over here ripping up our electrical system.
Hey, Kaepernick kept you in that football game. Kaepernick got you back to the NFC Championship the next season. It was the right decision by Jim Harbaugh, and it would be the right decision to play Trey Lance. And I see 925. Mahomes was the future of KC. He sat behind Alex for a year. Well, guess what? KC was a playoff team. So you couldn't sit just Alex and say, hey, let's go to Patrick Mahomes. This wasn't a playoff team. Last time I checked, the Niners had the number 12 overall pick. They moved up to 3. They moved up to 3. They were 6-10 last year. Shanahan's been to the playoffs once because they had a great defense with Robert Saleh calling the action.
888-957-9570. The 49ers could have stayed at 12, gotten a better quarterback, and still had their 3 number 1 picks and utilized their picks, right? Your thoughts on if they had stayed at 12 and took Mac Jones, they'd be in a better position today to win games and win with this group because, remember, they're built to win now. Is Trey Lance ready to win now? How many rookies have taken their team to the Super Bowl? I'll answer it. None.
0.
Exactly. How many first-year guys have taken their team to the Super Bowl? I'll answer it. None. Okay? Sorry. It's not going to happen with Trey Lance. And I don't know if he's going to be ready next year the way Patty Mahomes was ready. And by the way, Patty Mahomes didn't win a Super Bowl in his second year.
Yeah, he got to the AFC Championship and lost in overtime to the greatest quarterback of all time. Because D4 jumped off sides, you know. Let's not even start with that one, Coles.
I know, huh?
Let's not start with that one. Look, I saw the New York Jets go to the AFC Championship 2 straight years with Mark Sanchez.
Okay.
By running the football and playing solid defense. The 49ers had the same ingredients to cook up that formula, Coles. Strong defense, solid defense, guys flying around, knocking people's heads off, creating turnovers, getting field position, and you got a running game that is absolutely lethal. Lethal. You don't need Trey Lance to throw the ball 25 to 30 times. Do what Pittsburgh did with Ben Roethlisberger his rookie season when you made the AFC Championship game. And what happened? Well, you ran into Bill Belichick, one of the greatest minds ever in pro football. All right? That's going to happen. Same thing with Mark Sanchez. You're running to Peyton Manning. It's going to happen. Trey Lance can get you into the playoffs and make things happen. When you get into cold weather, Coles, you're going to need that velocity on the football. Remember Kaepernick in Green Bay?
You're going to snap off some knuckles of these guys.
Hey, it's called football.
Here's the difference. With your guy, I get into the playoffs and I have to play a cold weather game because I'm barely going to squeak in as a wild card. If my guy starts, I'm playing in the sunshine at Levi's Stadium all throughout the playoffs. That's the difference. This team is built to be a playoff team if you or me take snaps. But if your guy does, you're making the playoffs as a wild card, and you're going to Green Bay. You're going to New York. I don't know if the Giants are getting into the playoffs. Whatever it happens to be, you're going cold weather.
Tampa Bay is nice and hot.
You won't play that long enough in the playoffs to play in Tampa Bay. So
I knew you were
sorry.
Say that.
Sorry.
I knew you were going there. Steiny's going to join us in a second on the showdown. Oh, he's here. I like your Mac Jones question.
Okay.
I like your Mac Jones question. I wonder if 49er fans are going to regret the 49ers moving up to 3 to take Trey Lance. Because Mac Jones does look good, Coles. And you know what? I'm not a Mac Jones hater. I'm not a Mac Jones hater. He throws a very good deep ball. He won a lot of big games at Alabama. Watch him at Alabama. He may have been more successful than Tua Tagovailoa down there at Bama. Let's bring in Steiny. I know, Coles. It's the truth. It's the truth. Steiny, what's happening?
What's up, gentlemen? How are you?
Man, I can't complain. It's just a mediocre Monday here on the Morning Roast without Joe Shasky. He's got Coles in, and we're talking Trey Lance and Jimmy G and this two-quarterback system.
Let me ask you guys this. Two questions. A, do you think what Shanahan did yesterday will essentially be what he does against the Lions? And then secondly, is there any precedent for this if this is the way it's going to be in the NFL, let's say?
One, I do believe he will do this against the Lions. They've been doing it in the practice, and I think Shanahan is arrogant enough to try to do this because he does believe he's the smartest guy in the room. And not only did it happen in the NFL before, Steiny, Craig Morton, Roger Staubach, but I got one for you. Check this out. 1992, the Denver Broncos, when John Elway got hurt, Dan Reeves decided, I'm going to play two quarterbacks and alternate them every single play. Tommy Maddox and a guy named Sean Moore. They did it for about 3 or 4 games. And Steiny, did it work? Absolutely not. Now, is Tommy Maddox Trey Lance? Is Sean Moore Trey Lance? Well, poor old Sean Moore only played that season, and he was out of the league. But it has been done before, Steiny.
I mean, and I don't know how Coase feels. I just jumped on with you guys. I know Guru is thumbs down, to use the Mets' new way of saying if they like things or not. I love it. I love it. Let's see what happens. And it's a high risk, high reward, I would assume, but it's going to be fascinating to see. I really think it is. And I guess if you go to two quarterbacks and one's not living up to it, you can just start the other one and make that player full time. But it's different. It's different. And I have a feeling if this happens opening day or, season opener against Detroit Coes, this is going to be the talk of the NFL season.
Oh, no question. There's no question. But for that reason, Steiny, I think they showed it to everyone on Sunday, and now it's stuck in the back pocket. I don't think you have to waste it against the Lions. I don't think you have to waste it against the Eagles. But week 3, week 4, week 5, when they've got games that matter, now those teams are starting to think, we haven't seen it for a couple of weeks. Are we going to see it? Maybe we have to game plan for that. I think it's going to get put away, put it in the shed for a couple of weeks, Steiny, but it might rear its head a little bit later on.
You know what that's called, Coase? That's called the Robert Steinmetz philosophy.
Is that true?
That's my father. And my father always said, and people who've listened to the show say, he's the 15th time he said this. In terms of basketball, he always said, son, if you think you can pick somebody's pocket, if you think you can steal it from them wait till the fourth quarter to do it. Don't do it early in the game. So that would be the Robert Steinmetz method, is keep it under wraps until you really need it. Then go ahead and use it.
Boom. I like that theory. And that's when they're going to use it. And you know what? There could come a time when they have a Trey Lance package or a couple of things like that. I'm not sure you're going to run it, Bonte, the way we saw it yesterday, where first and second down, it's Jimmy, and then third down, here comes Trey Lance.
Don't you think Shanahan wants to prove that he's the smartest guy ever?
Yes.
That's why I don't put anything past Shanahan at all.
You could be right there.
He's done it in practice. He's doing it in games. I don't know, Steiny, but real quick, since we got you brought up Javi Baez. What do you take of that situation? We discussed that for a second. There's a home game for the Mets tomorrow against the Marlins that will be must-see TV. I've never seen anything like this, but who does Javi Baez think he is? He just got to New York City.
This thing needs to be nipped in the bud in a hurry, or he is going to be miserable. And I'm not just talking about the 4 hours and 40 minutes that it takes to play a baseball game now. I'm talking about when he leaves the clubhouse and is out and about. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I've seen players get booed at home, but they usually just kind of take it and then say, I wish it wouldn't happen, but the fans have a right to do that. But yeah, he's asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's probably the wrong place to do it. He's going to catch some heat.
so.
It's making me want to watch the start of that game, though. I want to
true.
see him walk to the plate and see what goes on when he walks to the plate.
That is true. It's going to be fun.
Whoever thought we'd be tuning into a Mets-Marlins game that means absolutely nothing.
True.
August 31st. Real quick on the Giants. Any concern there? I know Guru's probably concerned. He gets concerned about anything, but any concern with the starting rotation, some of the nicks and bruises on his team? Big 7-game homestand for the Giants coming up here with the Brewers and Dodgers.
I think their next 10 games, Bonte,
Next 10.
Going to be tough because they got to go to Colorado.
That's right.
And they face 5 of the best pitchers in the National League coming up in the next 7 games. Corbin Burns, they got Woodruff, Urias, Buehler, and Scherzer. So this is going to be a big, big test for them.
All right. Well, I'll tell you something. I actually like that it's coming now. It kind of gives me a better feel for what I'm going to be able to see once the season is over. The Giants are a playoff team. I don't think there's any question. It's just a matter of do they win the division or do they have the one-game play-in. I love this week, and you can even call it the 10 games you are, Steiny. I love this stretch because it's going to have to center these guys, get them all together, and refocus, especially after losing the series in Atlanta. Now you got to come to play against a really good Brewers team and an even better Dodgers team that's been on a run.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's such a difference between winning the division and the wild card. It's huge, these
That's
games.
Massive.
Just Guru and Steiny. No Dibs today. He'll be back tomorrow. I heard you guys Friday, too, talk about Warriors win totals. That was a lot of fun. Steiny taking the under. I can't blame you on that. I'm not calling you a hater for that, Steiny. I get it. There's a lot of question marks, and a lot is dependent on Klay Thompson. Guru thinks they can win 50. I don't know. We'll see about that.
I don't know either.
What else you got coming up?
We got Bob Fitzgerald coming up at 11:18. He did the 49ers game on radio with Brad Evans. We're going to talk some fantasy football. We're getting our fantasy football league at Steiny Guru Dibs ready for action. And going to talk a lot about the 49er quarterback situations. It is fascinating, guys.
Hey, ask Guru if he was excited when Jimmy G scored and he was hoping that Jimmy G got up slowly. Because I know he's ready to get engaged to Trey Lance right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was waiting for her to turn 18, if you know what I mean.
So true.
Steiny, do you blame Shasky and I for that? Is it our fault that Guru is this high on Trey Lance?
You started it. You guys started it for sure. But there was clearly, and I told you this, Bonte, there's clearly something going on down there.
Yeah.
And the proof is what happened yesterday.
Yep.
Now, whether Jimmy Garoppolo may play every down against Detroit, but you know what? That doesn't mean that something's not happening.
Yeah, something is cooking down in Santa Clara with Kyle Shanahan and the Niners. Steiny, have a good show. We'll be listening 10-2, Steiny and Goo without Dibs. Going to be a lot of fun as they talk to Fitz and, of course, Brad Evans. I got to get my fantasy football stuff right. I know, Coz, you did the draft in the 95-7 league, and your starting running back is J.K. Dobbins.
So I'm not going to play in the league. I mean, I told those guys, I'm not around for the draft. I've got an auto draft. The president of the league has to take J.K. Dobbins off the board. That's ridiculous. I'm not paying. I'm not playing. That is the worst thing you could ever do to someone. They came to me and said, "Oh, we need an extra person. Someone just dropped out. Could you do it? We need you to do it." All right, fine. I'll come and do it. I can't make the draft. I'll do it. You can't stick the new guy with some trash like that. So I'm out of the league. Just so everyone knows, you got a 9-team league. All right, and that's it.
Lucas Alexander.
Lucas, sorry, buddy, 9-team league.
Well, that's trash. It's going to be 13. It's going to be 13 because there's 14 people in the league.
Is it a 14-team league?
Yeah.
I'm in another 10-team league. All right, you got a 13-team league because that's trash. That's trash. You can't stick the guy because they knew I wasn't going to be there.
Right.
So you can't do that. That's garbage.
J.K. Dobbins.
So I'm out.
That's your first round pick. That is cold-blooded.
Yeah, that's the kind of trash we have at work here at 95.7. So, Lucas, you got a 13-team league and you're out $100. Suck on that. Suck on that for the rest of the day.
That's it for a mediocre Monday on the Morning Roast. Cole's going to be here all week, buddy.
Whew,
Buckle up. Buckle up. That's it for us. Steiny Goo coming up here on 95.7 The Game.
Wake up with a shot of Morning Roast.
Dave Flemming here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Gabe Kapler has come light years to, you know what, this guy's the manager of the year.